What is going on, everybody? We're back on episode 4, Pop Culture Patriots, and we got a larger panel going on. I think we'll have 6 total, 3 new people in here, and it should be a pretty good time. So I'm Drew Outstanding. You can find me on X at Drew Outstanding, and then on YouTube as well. Physical Media Warriors is a brand new channel I jumped on and started creating, and just going to go over, especially as summer comes up, I'm going to be going to garage sales, consignment places, anything I can find, physical media, movies, games, whatever. And talking to Blaine here shortly, I'm going to review basically every physical media I have and then throw it up on Criticlist is my plan. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'll throw it over to you, Alf.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. I've had a rough week. I've been out with pneumonia, so I haven't been streaming a lot. I finally got back to it.
I apologize again for getting you sick.
Yeah, I mean, when we get really gay, I can't help what's going to happen. So, but yeah, I got pneumonia. I've been feeling a little better though, so I started back streaming. But yeah, I'm ready to get at it. We're going to talk about some good topics tonight, man.
Hell yeah. Tiny?
Not doing all that much more than regular, just ups and downs, getting through the days. Been invited on a couple more streams, and I'm finally going to start my voice actress career. I'm going to be doing some character voices for an adult animation that's in the works.
Hell yeah. There we go. And then let's bring up Dermy. Who are you? Where would people know you from? Don't say anything stupid.
I can't promise you on that last little bit, but hi guys, I'm Dermy Wormy of Dermy Wormy. You can check me out every weekday. I put out relatively 2 to 3 videos. I also have a small, tiny, a very tiny stream on Friday nights called like Ball Busters. Nothing goes on over there. There's no naughty no words that I can't say here that I say regularly over there. Or on my other stream, Saturday Charity, that I say naughty no words on. I don't do that. No, I'm a good, wholesome human being. I'm very nice. You can show me to your children. Actually, don't even do that. Don't do that. I highly advise against that.
Oh no!
Future Alf, edit that part out.
Yes.
famous last words. Show me to your children. So.
Oh no!
I am not family friendly.
Well, yeah, we try to be fair and balanced-ish here. Talk about the good, the bad, and the nerdy. But yeah.
The good, the bad, and the Dermy.
But no, Dermy's awesome. We met in Vegas. That's where we met? Yep. That was awesome. He, well, I was rolling around on a chair. I think I rolled straight into Dermy, and I'm like, okay, that's look a little different than.
Granted, I should have been rolling around in a chair from time to time because of how drunk I got it.
Oh no.
No worries. Well, speaking of that, part 2 coming up in about a month or so.
I'll see you
there.
Are
you gonna be there?
Yes.
That's my plan. I need to work out logistics, but if possible, I can do that. I just don't want to die.
Hotels booked, flights booked. Everything's
awesome.
Paid.
Well, another guy that I met a couple times now, Blaine from Criticlist. I think just at MegaCon, right? The last 2 years.
Yeah, and no, I was at Vegas too. Yeah, we saw each other there too.
Oh, really? That's right. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, which granted, like Dermy, I was relatively lit or otherwise the majority of the time I was there too. So
I like this guy so far.
I wasn't drinking at that point or at that event, but I was pretty wiped out. So me and Tiny were hanging out. That's right. Tiny was there too. So. Yeah. Awesome. But yeah, Blaine, who are you? Where do people know you from? How do you spend your days?
Yeah, I'm Blaine from Criticalist.com. I'm the CEO, Lord Emperor, whatever you prefer to call me. But yeah, it's a website, app. We're in Android and Apple app stores. It's for reviewing movies and television shows, but it's kind of a whole lot more than that. It's a very social experience. It's kind of like if you were to take like Rotten Tomatoes, if it didn't just absolutely blow, and then mix it up with like a Instagram X kind of a vibe of a social platform. So we've got groups and you can make lists of your favorite movies and shows and everything. But also as we're expanding, there's a lot of talk of us adding video games. So we're trying to tackle all of entertainment, but it's in a very retro 80s, 90s kind of a vibe, synthwave aesthetics, colorful. Our rating scale ranges from heinous to most excellent, if that gives you any idea of kind of how the site
I like
vibes
that.
are.
Listen, I
So-
Gen
like
Xers in
Batman
there.
versus Superman. So
Do what?
I heard that you like Batman versus Superman.
So listen, I like the director's cut of Batman.
Okay,
versus
that's a little
Superman.
bit more fair.
Yeah. The non-director's cut, no, hard pass. But yeah, I do have a few spicy takes. They call me Shirley now after I gave Airplane a low review. So it's my spicy takes seem to know no end of late. So, but yeah, so
over
check
the
it out.
summer
if
I
you're not
watched
on it.
the director's cut of BVS, and it's just like there's more of it. There's more good parts, but there's more bad too. So it's
I
just
would
like,
say
Right.
the sad thing about the Snyder cuts, the director cuts are better, but it's not better by much.
Yeah.
Right. It's not really enough to. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It's like
I do die on the hill of the director's cut for Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad, but the earlier one with Will Smith. That is actually a really
Right.
good movie. Director's
Yeah.
cut. It is actually really phenomenal.
there is one, the air cut,
No,
Oh,
not
I
the
didn't
air
know it
cut. There's a
existed.
director's cut.
Mhm.
director's cut.
Yeah, it's actually really freaking good.
I want to see the air cut of that. That's
I
what
do
we
too.
need still.
I will agree with that.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we've been pulling up Critical List the last couple of weeks, and just
Sweet.
while we talk about
Yeah.
Brave New World or Cobra Kai or whatever the deal is. So yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been digging our heels in lately, and everybody's really starting to figure out what we're doing and starting to see the kind of resource that we can be, where it's like if we can pack this thing out and we have the numbers to show, it's like we can really kind of make a difference as far as real people's opinions, because everybody knows on these other sites they're very they manipulate their reviews. They're not very free speech oriented, and we're not playing any of that BS. We've not deleted a single review. The only reviews that have gotten deleted are people who have deleted their accounts after reading my opinions. So
Awesome.
I mean,
Nice.
Okay, tell me about this trend. I'm seeing more people with a line on the hat. I've heard a
Yeah.
couple of people talking about what's going on with the line.
the rope hats, it's
Yeah.
just a thing. I don't know. I think they used to do it back in the day. We've kind of brought it back. It's just a rope
aesthetic?
vibe. I don't know.
yeah, it's just an aesthetic. I used to have a couple
Yeah.
rope hats.
Also,
I
it doesn't
I had a really
symbolize
nice one.
anything. Not
Mm-mm.
special color coded or something.
Right.
Awesome.
Anytime I see something like that, I flash back to the late '90s and those glow parties. Where it's like you
Yeah.
walked in and you picked a glow stick, green for single, red for taken, and then you had the other colors that you didn't want to know about.
right.
I've never been to one of those parties.
No.
Sure.
Granted, though, I'm like 27, almost 28, so I'm the youngest
Yeah,
one
I'm
here.
40 and I lived in New
Oh,
York
wow.
City, so
I'm from Kansas.
All right. Well, we got another guest coming in, Duke Devil. He'll be here in a little while. He can jump in whenever. That's
So
fine.
you have to
but
be
yeah,
very careful until he shows up because he's my lawyer. So
Yeah.
yeah, awesome guy. Even though
So you have
despite
a
his
superficial
clientele.
You have a
choices.
superficial lawyer as well, because we have one of those running around Criticalist. He goes by Jaja Binks, and he pretends to litigate against me and protect all of our users from me. So we have a fake lawyer as well.
my lawyer does similar things. You know, he protects everybody else from me because he knows that I'm going to be the one that drops the F-bomb that should not
Yeah.
be dropped on stream. So we make sure to, reel me back in because he has to do that. And I pay him with whiskey. It works out.
There we go. Alf, you want to bring up the chat and mobs?
Yeah. We'll go through the chat real quick. Of course, this guy was here first. I don't know
Oh,
who
yeah,
this guy
a couple
is,
hours ago.
But the Goddess Legionist, obviously, one of my mods. He's here first. Then we got Dom H. Dom H is in the chat.
Hey,
Says
Dom.
hail. We got Static 2020. Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, Static?
Static.
Weasel, who had his okay, I want to bring up Weasel. He had his Twitter account smashed, and he's gone through like 4 or 5 reviews, and he has no idea. They won't tell him why.
He has a
So-
new Twitter account.
Did he start a new one? Because I haven't
Yes.
seen it yet. But yeah, he
I don't remember what it
tried.
was called.
He's tried 4 or 5 times, and they won't tell him what he did to get his account destroyed. So,
That really
But-
sucks.
but
That's ridiculous.
Also got Barbie Breeden. I think she's new to my channel. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Good to have you here. She said, "Hey, Tiny, thanks for jumping in." I don't know if she's someone who knows you.
Barbie's been on a couple other things I've been on. She's
Nice.
been in the
And
chat.
Andy Pickles here. What's up, Andy Pickle? And that's it for right now.
Hell yeah. All right, well, yeah, let's jump in and just get the conversation going. Gene Hackman, long filmography, a lot of big roles. He passed away in the last week or so. There's
It
some
was
stuff
a
going on
few
there.
weeks
We
ago,
won't
I think.
dive into exactly all that going on, but just to talk about his filmography. So let's do a ranked segment for that. So yeah, just the basics. One in GOAT is a rule, and then the rest can put in A, B, C, or D. So I just got 10 of them. Some of the bigger names or more niche ones and stuff like that. But yeah, let's talk
You
about
don't have
some.
Superman on the list.
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
where?
that's a different poster. That's the old poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh well. Well, let's.
I'm watching you.
Just hit X. Hit the X. There we go.
Well, I want to put a.
Oh, a new one. Okay.
Oh, where we talk about it.
I'll put that the Quagmire for the movies that are bad.
All right.
But I don't
Crimson
think there's
Tide.
gonna be many that are there.
Who's seen
So I'm
Crimson
gonna sit
Tide?
back and just relax.
Okay, so Crimson Tide. I remember this one. I saw it when I was a kid, and what I understand, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But Crimson
Oops.
Tide.
Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, Duke Devil's here.
Woohoo!
My lawyer's here.
There we go, Duke. Who are
Duke,
you?
quick.
Now I can say the F-bomb.
Who are
No.
you? What do you do?
Apparently, I'm a gatekeeper for dogs.
Mm.
What? Come on in. Okay.
Show off the dog, please. Bring the doggo on.
Woohoo!
Come here, bud.
Listen, Brad is a lawyer and he
I
talks
know.
about nerd stuff and weird.
And he's
culture
got a
stuff.
doggo.
He's
Oh,
got
hey,
a
doggo.
cute doggy. Oh, hey, doggy.
Okay, here we go. Back down. Okay, Mr. Arthritis. Yeah, he's 13, so we've had some problems with him this week. He had to go to the vet. So yeah, hi. I go by Duke Devil 95, but everyone calls me Brad. And I am a lawyer, but I'm not Dermy's lawyer. He does not have me on retainer.
I pay you with whiskey.
I pay you so much to torture yourself. Shut up.
Potato, tomato, it's the same thing.
I finally got to meet Brad at the Orlando meetup, so it was a good time.
Very briefly.
Very briefly.
You're going
I
to be
don't
back in
remember the
Vegas,
last
right?
Hour. Oh, what?
You're going to come back to Vegas this year?
I'm already booked. I got my
Yes.
hotel. I got my plane ticket.
Do we have
He's
the
gonna
dates
be-
on that? Is it
Yes,
the same
April
week as
17th.
CinemaCon again?
No, this year
No.
it is
WrestleMania.
As
the
WrestleMania.
17th
Thursday
of
before
April.
WrestleMania.
17th of April.
Okay.
Yeah. It's right before
And they don't-
WrestleMania.
And it's not going to be at the same place. It's
Nope.
actually going to
Oh.
be someplace off the strip.
It's
Okay.
at some. It's at some weird gay cowboy place,
Horse something bar.
Did Jeremy schedule it?
Yeah,
They, no,
That sounds about right.
we'd be at the Blue Man Group or Blue Ball Man Group. Or something.
no. Listen, it was X-Ray Girl and Quarter Black. So you have to realize that on one hand, it's a girl that did it. On the other hand, it's a man that never reads reviews.
But it's DEI compliant. That's the good thing.
Exactly.
Makes
I
sense.
just figured it was a bigger space since they had to do 2 days last year because there were so
No,
many people.
actually, what I understand is the Millennium Bar, you know how they had the two sides to it?
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Whoever the Millennium Bar was leasing from leased out the other side. So they
Oh.
lost that whole little gallery area. So it's just a
Oh,
bar itself
wow.
now. So they had to find a bigger place.
Got it.
Because, I mean, I don't know. There's probably going to be still a screw up. People are going to be pissed or something. So
There always is something.
Oh, there's
with
going to
that.
be something. People are going to be annoyed. People are already
Oh, yeah.
annoyed with how they did the whole reservations with member styles already. So it is what it is. But we're there to have fun.
That's right.
Mhm.
Cool.
Well, I mean,
So what were
half
those
the
dates
time-
again? Sorry to ask.
April
again.
the
April
April
17th.
17th.
Okay.
only
Okay.
one day. So that's a Thursday. It starts at 7.
Yep.
I know a whole bunch of us are going to be there early already. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be there that previous Monday, and I'm going to leave that next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm leaving Saturday morning. I'm coming in Tuesday. So, and I'm also, it's going to be working vacation for me, so I'll be working in the morning. So
Same. Although my work is YouTube, so
my work is
if you
actual
can make
lawyering.
it a week of Vegas, it's worth it. There's so
Yeah.
much to do. It's really close.
yeah, and then you don't want to go back for an entire year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah,
much
that,
me.
Anything more than a
that's how Vegas is. It's like after a couple days of partying on the strip, it's like I'm good. Met my quota.
Yeah, yeah. So.
But yeah, Duke, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, so again, like I say, Duke Devil 95 is my channel. I mainly do reviews about pop culture stuff, movies, science fiction, superheroes, comic books, yada yada yada. My real life persona, I am a lawyer, like I said. So I don't do LawTube because I find that annoying. I don't want to talk about law if I don't have to, but I will answer questions as I always do. And started doing this about 2 years ago. But pretty much everyone here on the panel still do this despite meeting Jeremy. But
Yeah,
and
audience,
and
these are real people in real life. I mean,
yes,
Alf doesn't always look like this sometimes.
no, I was a little surprised. He was not as furry in real life. It was very shocking.
No.
No hair at all.
So yeah, so that's what I am. That's what I do. Actually, I think Drew, the first time we met was in Orlando this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, so appreciate the invite. Just as I said, I waiting for dinner still, so I might pop out.
Yeah,
for
no
dinner.
worries. We're gonna start off
Okay.
with talking Gene Hackman filmography. So just
Yeah.
doing it in memoriam. So we're gonna jump into that. Let's talk some Crimson Tide.
Oh,
Duke, do you want to talk about Crimson Tide first? I don't
I
know if you...
love Crimson Tide. I think it is an amazingly acted movie. It is very tense throughout the entire time. I would have trouble putting it less than an A. It could be GOAT possibly, but and it's not just Gene Hackman though. That's the thing. It's Gene Hackman and Denzel playing off each other, and the stakes are nuclear war, and it's a taut thriller, and it's really intense, and no one's at fault. That's the best part. No one's wrong in the end, but each one just has a different perspective. Although I think Gene Hackman in the end was wrong about the horses. He was wrong about the lip honors. He admitted that.
Yeah,
Jeremy?
Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess. You got anything, Blaine, Dermy?
Yeah,
It came out before I was born.
Dermy has not seen it.
Okay.
Wait, do you
Yeah,
not see anything that comes out before you're born?
He
So
saw
Blaine.
Superman.
There's a movie called Star Wars. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
saw
this-
it when it came out because I'm the old guy.
This was one of those that I saw probably most of his movies are one of those where I probably saw a little too young to be like super crazy about it. Like some of these, like with Behind Enemy Lines and this one. So it's like from relating back to when I saw it back in the day, it's like I'd probably put it at like a B back then, but I haven't seen it since then. So it'd probably rank higher. So I'm kind of in this weird spot with a lot of these movies where I haven't seen them since being an adult. So
It came out in 1995, so that was the senior year of college for me.
I
a little low.
Okay,
Oh, no,
so
I'm sorry. I had graduated
else knows,
college
you know.
by that date that it came out.
okay, I didn't see this in the theater. I watched it at home. I was in high school at the time, so when it came out, probably waited till it came out on Blockbuster. Hey, everyone, go check out Blockbuster Video. It's awesome. You know, a
Great place.
lot of people seem to be supporting that nowadays.
A lot of people are talking about it on X lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I probably saw it at home. My parents probably rented it. It was a great movie. Again, everything Duke said. It's both sides are right in a way, but it's just the way things are going, and then like his character ends up being like the hard driver that wants to just drive towards war, and Denzel Washington like rebuts him in that. It's a great movie. They're playing with World War III, nuclear war kind of thing. It's a great movie. I would definitely give it an A.
But yeah, just show some critic lists here. We got Crimson Tide 95.
Yeah, that's pretty
Audience
high,
seems like
even
it.
for that many people. That's pretty good. So
Yeah, Blaine, walk us through what this looks like on the site right now.
yeah. So I mean, we've got everything that you can find at places like IMDb, where we've got the actors lists and all that fun stuff, and where it's streaming. But then also, it's like if you want to drop your review, super easy to do, very user friendly. You technically don't have to write anything in there when you're leaving your review. Drew, I don't know if you can scroll up actually to where it has add your review. It's that little tab. Yep, right down below. Yep, right there. If you go into there, like actually leaving your review, if you click on it, it won't leave one. But you don't have it signed in. But basically,
not signed in at the
we've
moment.
got it run with a lot of sliders, and you can rank things based off of violence and nudity and political bias. Even all of those things, we really let you break down. Like there's the things right there that people have kind of rated. So it's just super user friendly and easy to use. But if you're a little hesitant when you first come on, it's like you don't have to come in there and dump a bunch of text and type in a bunch of stuff. You can just run all the sliders really easy and be on your way. We have a lot of people do that with the early reviews, and then they end up either deleting and re-reviewing them or just editing them and starting to put in text later. So it's I wanted to make it fun.
Oh, there's Alex. Alex, good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Blaine.
He's-
So
yes.
this is your website, right?
It is, yeah.
So I've not been to it. How many movies do you have on here right now?
Everything you can think of.
Wow.
Yeah, we have the full database. So I mean, it's if you come up with it, it'd have to be pretty obscure for you to not find it on here. So yeah, we've got access to everything.
I gotta check something.
Jack Tar.
I want to check.
Right. Yes, it will probably be in there, and we've been having it's been fun. We've been getting people on certain shows and stuff doing review like parties. So all of a sudden we'll see a huge cluster of something like Crimson Tide, and we're like, all right, what show is reviewing this right now? Like we just got like 20, 30 reviews of this. So it's been fun. Like tomorrow night, I'm on the Monday night hangover with Drunk 3PO, and so we're doing Highlander. So you'll see a bunch of Highlander reviews pouring in. So
That's
The
great.
one Highlander movie that was ever created, only one was made.
right. No, that was only one.
No, there's
television
multiples, and we
shows.
love them all. We
So,
love
so,
them
so
all.
it's kind of like a live stream raid, basically.
Right.
Cool.
And the way Jeremy was talking about this, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, is you can get followers. So there's a social media aspect to it. If
Yes.
you have an account.
Yeah. So you can get followers. People can check your reviews. And actually, we have a really cool feature called Friends with Benefits. So basically, you add all of the people that you tend to agree with to your Friends with Benefits. And so not only will you see an audience score, you'll have a Friends with Benefits score. So like the audience score, for example, could be like
cool.
95%, but your Friends with Benefits might be like a 50. And you're like, all right, well, this is dog shit. I probably shouldn't watch it. So so we've kind of got a nice way of breaking down and letting you really quickly see like what you might think about it with the Friends with Benefits.
That's really cool.
No, this is good. I'm just pulling up Gene Hackman right now. He was in the Crimson Tide, so I clicked on his name, obviously, and you already got it updated for his passing as well. And then images, just like Google, IMDb, and then credits with. I should have came here to get my pictures.
This is very handy, man. This is cool.
It's super useful. That's kind of the big thing that I've been telling everybody is it's like even if you're not dropping reviews yet or you're not comfortable doing that aspect of it yet, just use it as a tool. Just come and say like, hey, I'm going to go watch Captain America Brave New World. First, I'm going to go look at Criticless instead of looking at Rotten Tomatoes or some other place. And so,
what? There's something wrong with Rotten Tomatoes?
There's a few things wrong with it, but hey, to each their own.
All right, now I just signed up.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I heard an A and a B for Crimson Tide. What else about it? I haven't seen it in a while. It's been a little bit. I thought I had it on physical media. I guess I didn't. And I can't find it on streaming, on the streaming that I have.
Yeah.
But good
It
movie.
doesn't look like it's free anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiny, you seen it?
I saw it many, many years ago, but I do mostly remember. I remember kind of like what Brad said, that there was a sense of tension through the whole movie. You really felt it. It wasn't just you were watching something that had tense scenes. It was, this whole thing is really important. This is the edge of your seat type of feeling. And I would give it an A or a B probably.
Yeah. Anybody opposed to a B?
That's fine.
All right.
I will
Behind
accept
Enemy
a B,
Lines.
although I personally think it's an A. But
Yeah, I prefer A.
I'm all for that too.
Hmm.
So I think we had 3 A's then. So
We'll move it to A.
We'll go with
Yeah, there you go. That's where it belongs.
all right. Behind Enemy Lines. So this is Owen Wilson in not doing so much comedy, and Gene Hackman. Yeah, this is a good one. I think I got this. I didn't see it in the theater. Got it on DVD pretty much as soon as it came out because I was in the Army at the time and just watching anything military. But yeah, very good one. And I rewatched it recently, and it was Harvey Specter was the first guy that goes down, his wingman or whatever. So that was interesting seeing the guy from Suits in a different type of movie. Anybody else seen it?
Yeah. I saw it back in the day. This is another one of those I saw in theaters, but probably a little too young. I remember liking it, but this is one of those I put in like that A to B range. It's a very solid movie. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't like, it wasn't one of those that super stuck in my memory. So it's probably like a B.
I saw this in 2001 is when it came out. I remember having the DVD because this is back when, as soon as stuff would come out on DVD, I'd always go and buy the DVD, which is why I saw so much physical media. Then I converted it all to digital and have it on hard drives everywhere. This was a good movie, but I don't really feel it's a Gene Hackman movie in the sense of he's overwhelming as a star. It feels more like an Owen Wilson movie, which is very strange because it was a serious role for Owen Wilson. It's a well done movie. It goes back to the time of when there's a conflict in Bosnia. So, and probably a lot of you guys don't even remember that. I mean, that was during the Clinton administration.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's actually a pretty interesting representation. And I think, not fully historically accurate, but there was definitely stuff going on similar to this. I'd say I'm just considering this in light of all the other ones we have. B, possibly C for me.
Anybody else?
Jeremy?
Sorry again. I
Forrest
feel
Gump.
like I've seen these. A lot of the movies on here I might have seen my dad watch, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
There's only one that I know for sure that I've seen.
I can speak to this one. So I watched this when I was in college. It was early in college, but I had signed up for ROTC, so I was big gung ho military. I wanted to watch every military movie that came out, so I watched this. It was a dumb. In retrospect, it was a very dumb action flick. We're not very accurate to the military. In
No.
knowing what I know now, but it like Brad was saying, it's a good look back to the 90s with Bosnia. We actually had fighter pilots shot down in Bosnia.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it was kind of, I think they were going off of that at the time. But it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. For people that aren't military and don't understand that kind of stuff, I think it would be better for them. But for me, I could point out stuff that was bullshit. But it was okay if I turned my brain off. I would give it probably a C.
It sounds like you're saying good popcorn movie.
Yeah. It's not great, but not terrible,
Mm-hmm.
Very self-contained. It's no Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers or something like that. Yeah, like you said, the Bosnia, time frame, and but it was just interesting to kind of see the progression of the satellite technology. Tracking a warm body, while they're in a different part of the world and things like that. So it was around that time of the Black Hawk Down kind of type stuff. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a tough movie to watch. Oh,
Yeah, I like it. I could watch it.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
All right, are we good with B or?
I'm lending towards C.
Yeah, I'm
Same,
leaning towards
same.
C.
C's fine.
All right, Enemy of the State. I thought this movie was great. I thought Gene Hackman did an amazing job as the old CIA guy, or you didn't know who he was when he first kind of came into it. Then you find out he did all this stuff, all the spy type things, and that's how he knew about it. It's a really interesting movie because it's like Will Smith. You think it's a Will Smith movie, and it's more of an ensemble when you look back, because it's got Jack Black, it's got Seth Green, Gene Hackman, obviously, but really interesting movie. And it's funny, you watch it now. At the time, it was all conspiracy theories. Oh, they're not tracking all that stuff, and senators are just fine.
Yeah.
John Voight as well. John Voight
Yeah.
was the senator doing shady stuff. And now you watch it and be like, oh yeah, that's all kind of happening. They admit they do all that kind of stuff.
Directed by Tony Scott.
Yep, good
Brother
director.
Tony Scott. He did a bunch of good movies. I saw this just once, honestly. I don't know why it just didn't really capture me. It was fine. Like I say, it's fine for a popcorn flick. But it's interesting now. Yeah, this came out in the late 90s, I think. When did it come out? No.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, 98. 98.
It was
98.
98. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So it's interesting in the aspect of looking back at it now. If you go back and watch the movie now, I think you'd be like, well, this of course is very simple. All the technology they're showing in 1998 is like, holy crap, how are they doing this?
Yeah.
But if you look at it now, it's like, well, yeah, of course there's drones. What are you talking about? Of course they have this stuff. Yeah, of course they're tracking you by a phone. I mean, in 1998, I didn't even have a cell phone yet. I don't think anyone had cell phones. And if they did,
Beeper.
it was like the giant, thing
they
that
had
had the
pagers.
antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they don't track that. That would never be a thing.
I mean, this came out 5 or 6 years after the movie Sneakers. If you guys even remember the movie Sneakers.
Yep, I do.
Yeah. But it was actually that's kind of the same thing, just that, underground, because Gene Hackman comes off as a conspiracy theorist in this thing. And this, of course, is Will Smith was money. Will Smith was Hollywood at the time.
Oh yeah.
And he was kind of establishing himself as more serious too. This was a little bit after Independence Day and stuff, and he's
Right.
like, "I'm a real actor, guys."
Before
this
Ali.
is-
He wanted to get away
Yeah.
from Fresh Prince.
right?
Yeah. No more DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
I want to wear a suit. Put me in a
I
movie
wanna
where I
wear a
wear a
suit and,
Mhm.
and slap people around. Oh wait, that's the Oscar.
Oh yeah, Jamie Kennedy. I forgot about that. Jason Lee.
Dude, Jamie Kennedy has come out as like a real one. That dude's like a full-on he's wild. Like he says whatever now. I would advise people to follow him on socials. He's something else nowadays. He's really come out
Oh,
of his shell.
Malibu's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Scott
so
Conn.
Oh.
This was all like just a breeding ground for like the actors that were like, on their way up.
Right.
Yeah.
Jason Lee.
Jake
Like,
Busey.
yeah.
Jake Busey. Jesus.
Wow.
Lisa Bonet. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put this as a C. I think literally I've maybe seen it. I know I saw it once fully, and maybe I've seen it after that. It's just a C movie. It comes on, and watch it for a bit. Popcorn flick.
I
I
say
think
B.
that's fair too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
With
Yeah,
what?
B or C, somewhere in there.
C.
Yeah, I'd say B or C, either one. It's not phenomenal. It doesn't blow the doors off, but it's a decent flick. Just turn your brain off.
Superman.
Oh.
Go.
The
Superman's
movie, go.
movie.
His character in it is not his best character.
Yeah, it's his best character. It's always
Nope.
funnest character. It's super enjoyable. I love him
Oh.
as freaking Lex Luthor. He's an amazing
Hey.
person. He's an amazing character, and it's fun, enjoyable. It's the GOAT.
Dermy's involved.
I mean,
I have comments. I will wait.
I think it was after playing Lex Luthor that he made the famous quote. I could be wrong, but he's one of the actors who was one of the first people to say it's really fun to play the bad guys.
Right.
It is.
The most fun characters
Yeah.
to play are the bad guys.
Yeah. It's like
Right.
the wrestlers
Facts.
always love playing the heel characters. They always have fun playing heels in WWE. Yeah.
Who doesn't want to chew up the scenery? Like just
Yeah. That's what bad
it
guys
seems
do.
fun.
I would say best Lex
Well,
Luthor.
Yeah, or best
Yes.
best movie Lex Luthor. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we've
yeah,
only
yeah, we're doing
best
back to
movie
movie,
Lex
yeah.
Luthor. Yes, I will agree.
Yeah.
Best movie Lex Luthor because
Yep.
the other one we don't want to talk about anymore. Best live action Lex Luthor is Michael Rosenbaum.
Probably.
Rosenbaum's great. He had the most time to earn it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to carve out this stuff.
My problem with, well, first off, don't forget that this movie build started with when it came on the screen. The stars started with Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, Christopher Reeve. Again, this is another movie that I saw in the theaters because I'm ancient. And I still remember like people being concerned about like, don't let your, make certain your kids understand that they can't fly. I'm like, yeah, I was 5, but I'm not an idiot. I know I can't fly.
I'm sorry. The number of kids who tried to jump off roofs after that movie, it's stupid that they had to say it, but it makes sense that they had to say it.
Yeah, no, that's Darwinism. We shouldn't have had to say it. Darwinism was taking over. Gene Hackman is amazing in the movie, and he plays a fantastic Lex Luthor, and it's super fun and enjoyable. Let's go.
Someday we're gonna have to go off, do a tangent. We're just gonna go off and talk about different Lex Luthors because I've got opinions on this as well. That
Well, I mean, the best Lex Luthor is always going to be Clancy Brown.
I think Drew and I were talking about this. We were talking about DC animated universe.
Oh, those are
Clancy
good.
Brown.
Those
Clancy
are
Clancy
so
Brown
is the
is
best.
always the best.
Lex
Yeah.
Luthor. The
Yeah,
voice-
that range, that gravitas.
Yeah.
He steals every scene.
Yep.
Of
I mean,
every episode.
We've seen him bald in Highlander. Just make him Lex Luthor. Jesus. It would have been
Seriously.
great. But for me, I mean, this is Christopher Reeve showing just his talent. But Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman for me didn't quite hit it. He does a great job. He does a great job, but it's not Lex Luthor. That's the thing about it for me. It's not Lex Luthor. He's a little too comedic. He's not the Lex Luthor that I think we really want to know. The Lex Luthor who it should be. Obviously, we'll see this summer whether or not we have another Lex Luthor done properly or not. But this for me is a solid A. Yeah,
Man,
we'll see if
Nicholas
he could be
Holt
good.
is he's such a good actor, man. That dude always
He's very
shows
talented.
up.
He's
Yeah.
very talented, and he's got a good look to him. I like the look.
Yeah.
But for this one, for me, I'm giving it an A. It's not a GOAT for me. It's an A. And also the ridiculousness of him wearing the hairpiece. Lex Luthor doesn't care anymore.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
I heard a
think this
goat and I
is-
heard an A. Who
I'm
else?
with Goat. I'm with Goat. Maybe not about his performance per se, but the film as a whole, like,
The
or at
film
least
as a whole is,
well, then
is
wait,
absolutely
then
goat,
let's-
no matter
okay,
what.
wait.
It's always. But
Okay, wait, hold on. Then I have a question. Are we ranking the movie or are we ranking the performance of Gene Hackman?
that's a good question.
I'm doing both.
I'd say
it's up to you,
both.
Drew. It's your
what's-
it's your rank.
Listen, it's
these
the
are
only
all
one I
Gene
can
Hackman-
actually comment on. So
These are all Gene Hackman movies,
Right.
but his level of involvement varies. So,
Yeah.
Right.
If we're talking the movie, then I'm putting in a freaking GOAT.
listen,
If we're talking Gene Hackman, I'm putting it as an A.
Yeah,
Listen,
I would agree with
I'll
that
tell-
100%.
I'll tell you why it's a GOAT, okay? Because his plan was true and it should have been done. Nuking California was a smart idea.
That's all we should have done.
Otisville?
Yes. Otisville sounds like a nice place to live right now.
Mr. Luther, are we going to Addis Ababa?
Yeah, we're gonna go with the film.
Ned Beatty's an unsung actor in that movie. Come on.
As
Yeah.
far as me, I would give it probably an A or a GOAT. I'd probably lean if we're all right. I agree with Brad. If we're judging just Gene Hackman, I'd say an A. But if we're judging the movie, I'd say a GOAT. But if we're averaging the two together, I'd still go with GOAT. So
Yeah, we're averaging.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay, then I would.
We didn't make it
definitely
clear
go with
previously.
I'll go
so
with GOAT.
average of the two. Hoosiers. I've seen it once, long time ago. I can't remember like anything other than
it's
it being
been a long
basketball.
time since I saw
Coach.
it. My
Yeah, I haven't
dad.
seen it in a long time.
My dad showed this movie to me because he was big basketball, and the movie was what was the year this movie came out? Someone
in
look that up
the-
real quick.
80s, I feel like.
I thought it was 70s.
Yeah.
No,
It was
it's- no,
86.
I was-
86.
But
okay.
I think the time period of the movie is set is in 70s.
Right.
Yeah, it's set in the
50s
70s.
actually. 50s.
50s,
believe it
okay.
or
Oh
not.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So either way, it's based on a true story. I enjoyed the movie because he actually, in the movie, they're talking some actual basketball, the way they train basketball players, and
86.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. It had a great ending. I'd give it at least an A for me.
I like his name is Shooter.
Yeah.
I
And-
can't.
and
I can't comment. It's one of the few of his movies I've never seen. I was never into basketball, so I
Go
just
watch
didn't
it
see a
if you
reason to.
can. Oh, Dennis Hopper was in it. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I only clicked on his name because I want to see if he was still alive or not.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
2010.
2010, he passed away.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give this an A. Obviously, guess how I feel about basketball. And this
Tell
to
us
me
about it.
always has a very much of a Bobby Knight kind of feel in a way. Not just being Indiana, being like a troubled basketball coach and everything. It's a solid movie. It's really solid, and it's great acting all around. It's an A for me. And that me saying that, I'm actually going to duck out to go eat. But I'm going to text Drew 2 goats in case I miss it.
What would you put as GOAT
Alright.
down here, real quick,
As
Duke?
I'll tell you right now, I'm putting Goat, Unforgiven, and French Connection.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll remember that.
Those are the 2 goats for me left on here.
Are you come back in, or are you good
Oh,
to
I'm
go?
coming back in. Yeah, I'm just going to go.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go
Okay.
for 2
'Cause
hours.
if you're going to talk, if you guys are going to talk Daredevil, I'm all in on that. You know that.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, I'll be back in a bit.
All right. And I
can-
either have a horrible memory or
I can
can't
say
add.
something real quick.
Probably horrible memory. So, Tiny, if
Alright.
you can keep track of who's saying what for Hoosiers or for these.
I think
Oh, I'm not going
Hoosiers
to talk
was
about
A.
Hoosiers.
I think Hoosiers was A unanimously.
Yeah.
Man, is this how it feels being being the guy that doesn't know anything about anything?
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's how it
Yeah.
feels.
Wow.
That's like me when y'all talk anime or Pokemon.
Well, speaking of anime, I posted my first review over to Criticless.
Hey, there we
It's
go.
for Gundam Witch
Alright.
of Mercury, and I tore it apart because it's an awful anime. And
Well,
it needs
just
to
like
be
anime.
destroyed.
The Quick and the Dead is a Western. So,
Oh, okay.
Quick and the Dead.
Okay, I can
I'm
talk
sorry.
to this movie.
I'm good at transitions.
I love this movie. It has Russell Crowe, it has Sharon Stone, it has Leonardo DiCaprio, really young Leonardo DiCaprio. Great movie. It's a Western. It's a bunch of gunfights and it's like they set up like this tournament of people doing shootouts, one-on-one shootouts with each other. It's a great movie. Russell Crowe plays the main character, the protagonist. Gene Hackman plays the antagonist. He's the sheriff of the town, but he's a corrupt sheriff. And it's such a great movie because it ends so well. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but if you have not seen
A
this,
mysterious woman comes to compete in a quick draw elimination tournament in a town taken over by a notorious gunman. Sam Raimi.
and Sharon
that
Stone is the mysterious woman, and obviously Russell Crowe is one of the other gunmen. But it's so good, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays the kid. Yeah, it's such a good movie. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but you have to see it. I will give this movie the GOAT, honestly.
All right. Anybody else?
I clearly
I would-
need to watch this. I've never seen it.
I love this movie. The character arcs, the character backstories that are really well thought out, the way they interact and connect. It's really well done. Also, just you have a girl boss who doesn't act like a girl boss. It's so great. She actually has emotion and she has range and she wants to kill the bad guy and she even has the chance once or twice, but she's not sure she can actually kill someone else. She actually has an in-depth character that grows throughout the movie. It's really nice to see a female character like that instead of just a one. Never mind.
Are you saying she earned it?
We all know how I feel about modern female characters. in movies,
Oh,
so
and
just stop.
Andy Pickle said it right here. He said Lance Henderson. He's in the movie. So, yeah, it's such a good movie.
It's so good. It really is really, really well done.
Well, I
And
guess
all
they
the
copied
side
my
characters
hairstyle
have
right now.
depth. That you understand them. You notice things about them. All the side characters also are interesting people. So yeah, I would say A or GOAT. I mean, I do really think that that's well directed, well written, well acted, and Gene Hackman has a lot of fun with his bad guy character.
Anything other than A?
I went
Or
with
should it be
goat, but I'd settle with an A.
Tiny, what's the consensus?
I said goat or A. I guess leave it at A for now, so we don't have to
Going
have
A.
a fight out with Superman.
At the end, we can move one up or down, if you can convince. Runaway Jury. So this
Ooh.
is John Cusack. Saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody seen that one?
I have never- Been
a while.
I vaguely remember this movie. Very
I think
vaguely.
it had something to do with the people who their job is to figure out how to use how to convince a jury of things and how to manipulate a jury. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah, it's a lot about picking it. So it's the sides that are picking or let's just read it off here. After a workplace shooting in New Orleans, a trial against a gunman manufacturer pits lawyer Wendell Rowe, I don't know how to spell that, say that, against shady jury consultant Rankin Fitch, who uses illegal means to stack the jury with people sympathetic to the defense. But when juror Nicholas Easter and his girlfriend Marley reveal their ability to sway the jury into delivering any verdict they want, a high-stakes cat and mouse game begins.
Okay, I
Sounds
remember this now.
interesting.
It sounds cool. Yeah, I've never seen it.
You got your John
I-
Cusack, your
I
Gene
remember the movie, but I don't actually remember
Oh,
whether
Rachel
I
Weisz.
liked it or not.
I
Jeremy
vaguely
Piven?
remember it. Yeah,
It's one of those courtroom type deals, but puts her own spin on it with picking juries.
yeah, it has to do with the jury being coerced or something like that. But yeah, I vaguely remember this.
I mean, there are jury consultants, and their job is to try to help lawyers figure out which type of jurists are most likely going to listen to their side of the story. But if you pick
Well-
jurists that are somewhat easily manipulated, and then you get an asshole on the jury who can manipulate the people around him, suddenly you, as the consultant, no longer have any understanding or control of the jury, and therefore you're at odds with that jurist who's using his ability negatively.
I mean, if you do watch a lot of lawyer stuff and a lot of trials, you see at the beginning they're always doing jury selection, and you're wanting to have a jury favorable to you every time, and it's always a fun little game that they play.
Yeah,
But
and,
it's used to.
and this dabbles into the coercing juries, based on either threatening or whatever to, go to your side. So that's, I think it's, I brought this up, but I think it's a John Grisham based story, which makes
That makes
sense.
Right.
I say Steve.
Voir dire is all about figuring out who your jury pool is.
Voir dire. Sorry,
Listen, I
I
got told years ago that I will never be on a murder trial for the rest of my life because my godfather was murdered and I believe in the death penalty. I will never be chosen for a murder trial.
Especially in California. Or wherever you may be.
Speaking of, as a slight tangent, if you have not seen Jury Duty, the television show, highly recommend it. It's absolutely absurd, where basically they cast one guy who's in a jury, but he's on a TV show, and he has no idea that he's on a TV show with a bunch of actors. And
I've
he's-
heard of this.
God.
would hate that.
it is phenomenal. And James Marsden is on it playing James Marsden, and he's one of the jury.
Oh, really?
And yes, and he's basically like playing himself as like just this like, oh, I'm an actor and I just got stuck here. It's freaking hilarious, actually. If you have not seen this, and they just got signed on for a season 2, I'm guessing it'll be a different celebrity, totally different. Like they have to get somebody that doesn't know that they're on a TV show and has never seen this, obviously. But it's hilarious. It's very,
that'd be
very good.
I now definitely have to check that out. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That looks funny.
Mhm.
This
It's very
sounds
funny.
awful. If I was ever on this, I would hate everybody involved. So
When it was
jury
over,
duty
Jordan
alone is
looked like it was
awful.
over.
Right.
Yeah, I would hate them all. You put me through jury duty, you freaking awful people. And it was all a
Right.
joke.
And then you're on there with a bunch of people that are actually actors being amplified versions of real people. Just it's wild. So slight tangent, but it is very funny. If you have not seen it,
Nice.
you should.
This is always a good one too.
There you go.
Oh, the original
God.
jury duty.
Every time I think about jury duty, I always go to the devil's, what is it? The devil's Devil's Attorney? No.
Devil's
Oh, the one
Advocate.
with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, Devil's
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate.
Advocate. Yeah,
Yeah,
Advocate.
because of the whole jury selection process that was there. It was always,
Yeah.
I always love how he just like picks that stuff out. I love the Devil's Advocate.
That was a good movie.
All right, I'm saying C. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with C.
Yeah, I
Just 'cause
don't
I d-
remember if I liked it
I
or not.
don't-
So C's
I
in the
don't
middle.
remember. I don't remember enough about it to give it
Yeah,
more.
I would have to rewatch it. It's been over 10 years.
We could always just put it back down and leave it in the question mark since none of us really remember it.
Nope, C is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah.
What's next?
All right, French Connection. I have not seen this movie.
I've never seen this movie. Anyone here seen this movie?
Besides
I have
Brad.
not.
I know
Yeah.
Brad could talk about it. We could save this for when he gets back.
And he can tell us why it's so amazing.
Yep.
Save for Brad.
Save.
There you go.
The Replacements.
That is an A. That is an all
Yeah.
time.
That's an A.
Love
It's a
it.
pretty good movie. Yeah, it's
And
Yeah.
his character in it is fun. Like
Yeah.
he feels real.
Yep, a
And he
coach.
started out with
similar to the
users, so-
basketball, but it's football. But the premise, it's if anybody wants to fill that in, it's basically are they on strike? Is that what it is? The
Yeah,
football
yeah.
team?
The NFL players go on strike, so they bring in replacement players to keep the season going, so that
It's
they
like
can-
third and fourth string or people just off the street.
Yeah.
open auditions, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not huge into football, but so I got a kick out of it. It's like the NFL Blitz version of,
It's one
A
of
movie.
only 2 sports movies my mom will actually watch.
but like
And she
the
loves it.
cast is awesome. Keanu Reeves,
It
is
is.
obviously Gene Hackman. I don't really know her too well. Orlando Jones, like they're just hilarious.
John Favreau.
John
Favreau.
Favreau, yeah. Keith
Oh, he's
David.
so crazy in that. He
Oh,
Keith
you're
David.
right.
Yeah.
plays a SWAT
Yeah.
officer who's just like obsessed with beating on people.
That's right. In the 90s, John Favreau was a crazy man in like
Oh,
everything he
yeah.
did.
Yeah, he played a lot of really weird roles.
He was a comedy guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
this
was
is
a
a good
super
one.
stoner in PCU.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I can't even remember that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I love PCU,
Oh,
and I
is-
forgot that was.
Yeah.
John Favreau.
Is that Sandra Bullock? Yeah. It looks like Sandra
Her?
Bullock.
No,
No,
it's-
that's not Sandra Bullock. Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
no, it's
shit.
that other chick that he named. You've
Bro.
seen her though. She was in a bunch of 90s stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And her character in this is pretty cool too. She runs a bar. She's a down to earth person, but she's also runs the cheerleading squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I could just go down rabbit holes of
Right.
Yeah.
people and stuff like this. Yeah, like not to keep praising the site, but yeah, it's like a combination of IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and a few other things.
That's really cool.
We've got the best of all of them, kind of easily accessible in one place. And which, God, I'll just be happy when we get video games so that people will quit asking me every day when we're getting video games. So, but the nice thing will be with the way that we're building it, it's going to be a thing where it's like if you're not into video games, then you never have to interact with them. So it's kind of like you pick and choose what you want to see in the app, which will be nice. So.
I just remember the
Yeah.
guy smoking a cigarette and doing the field goal kick from like 50 yards or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
it's a good
wiry.
one.
And then singing as well. They had some songs in there.
They sing while they're in prison. Not prison, jail. When they're locked up in jail and for drunk and disorderly.
Yep. Relatable.
Nice.
Are we good with A? Who would say other than A that's seen it during?
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah. A's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Unforgiven.
I don't know that I've seen this one personally.
Yeah. I think I saw this once. Is a long time ago. You got Clint Eastwood. You got Gene Hackman. Go down the roster. You got
Ooh,
other
Morgan
people.
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
remember
Oh,
that?
right. This is that. Okay. I did see this when I was younger.
This is a really good one, from what I understand. I can't talk to how
Oh.
good the movie was, but
I actually know. I said I haven't seen it. I actually just recently watched this. I just didn't get to finish it because my wife fell asleep. We got like halfway through it. And
what
no,
year
this is
did
a
this
really
come
good
out?
movie. It's back in '92. This was kind of like the end
wow,
of
that is
Eastwood
cool.
kind
Yeah.
of doing westerns.
Yeah.
It's a cool movie. Everything as far as I got up to it. And we have some people in the app that have really praised it. Actually, the reason we watched it is because several people recommended us to see it. So yeah, personally, from what I've even just seen, I'd give it at least an A.
Yeah, I need to watch this
Seen
again.
it, but it's a movie that my dad 100% would love. I just don't remember seeing it.
This was exactly, you were exactly right. This is the end of the Clint Eastwood Western era.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was done very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a
I knew
like you said, end of the Western time. Because I remember right before this, or right around this time, was like the Young Guns. So then it got kind of more into like a parody or somewhat comedy stuff. And
in a way, it was a farewell. It was like his character has like given up that type of stuff, and he's trying to just live a life. But an old friend or companion or something comes back and convinces him that they've got to go take care of this one thing, and it's like a farewell to Westerns.
Yep. Yeah,
deal.
it's an excellent film. I'd put it as like GOAT or A. It's very well done.
Well, Brad wanted that for GOAT.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
I'm with him if he wants to put it up there. This is an excellent.
And he did
film.
say French Connection, I think.
Yeah, those two he wanted to have in the GOAT to then argue later.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only one that's seen French Connection. It's probably an awesome movie. I think it won Oscars, like you said.
Yeah, that's where Gene Hackman actually won his Oscar.
Yep.
Was The French Connection. I don't know anything about it.
His first Oscar. I think he did too.
That was,
All right.
Yeah, that was definitely his first Oscar.
All right, so let's break up these between Superman and Unforgiven. So remember, it's a combination of Gene Hackman's role and the movie overall. Because my
When
rules
you add in
are-
the movie overall, you have to give it to Superman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
I'll work that too. Yeah, because my rule is, if it means greatest of all time, GOAT, there's only one. Highlander.
That's
Right.
Ah, gotcha.
Cool.
I like that
And he
rule.
really. Yeah, he's got a
I'm
pretty
very
lead
literal.
spot in that one too.
I get in trouble for that, but I'm very literal. Awesome. Well, yeah, no, that was a good conversation about Gene Hackman. Honor to the guy. He's done a lot of filmography and a lot of different types of films. Like, can you think of like a modern day actress that has such a wide range of good films and good roles in them compared to this guy?
Modern.
I can't.
A modern day actor that has ranges like that.
I mean, the only other one that's been in some of these movies as well is Clint Eastwood, but
That's still
Right.
acting today.
he's still alive.
Mhm.
Somebody like DiCaprio, he's up there and he's
Yep.
been around. You know, he's in our generation more of a modern person. I think he could end up in this tier with Gene Hackman of kind of revered folks.
What's the
for
last
sure.
movie DiCaprio's been in?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe he's taking a break and hanging with.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I would
he
think-
Hanging with 18-year-olds.
There's that.
Yeah,
But if we ignore his personal life, I
right.
would say he might come close to having that level of range of good
Well,
movies.
yeah, he
and
just got to
range of
step it up
ability.
into a different kind of level, like Eastwood did, and a lot of these actors that
Yeah.
matured and then was still able to stay in the game and
Well,
wants to as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he did Killers of the Flower Moon with Scorsese recently, but that was one of those that a lot of people didn't see because it was like 3 hours long or something, you know. So
Yeah, and it's got the social aspects
Yeah.
to it.
No.
yep. What doesn't these days?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. 3.5 hours long.
Oh my gosh. Like, nope, hard pass.
Yeah.
Even if I can't get to sleep at 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, let's if I can pop this over here. So another actor that passed away was Michelle
Yeah.
Trachtenberg recently. So I
She
knew her
died
from. We won't go way into it too much, but I knew her from Harry the Spy, which I was big into Nickelodeon
yes.
in the mid '90s. So
Buffy.
she's just a kid, and then I see her, or I see somebody in Eurotrip, and I'm like, "That's the girl," and it's
Yeah.
completely different.
Well, she's also Dawn in Buffy.
Yep.
Yep.
She
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, Buffy was going on while Eurotrip came out.
Her character in Buffy was awful, but she was hot.
I was one of the
She
people who
is.
did not like the sister storyline.
I thought she
Yeah, it
was
was-
hot. I thought she was hot in Eurotrip.
Agreed.
She
Yeah,
was in
she
Superhero
was-
Squad.
She was a big 90s actor, but then just kind of disappeared as far as off the mainstream stuff. But it is a real shame. I hate to see it. It's like, because she was young. I mean, was she even 40?
She was
No, she
39.
was 39.
I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was shocked how young she still was. I thought she was in her 40s at least.
Nope. And
Yeah,
I'm
that-
sorry, you don't die of quote unquote natural causes at 39.
Right.
Well, the theory
She-
is she had
She had,
A
she had,
botch.
yeah, she had a transplant 10 days earlier.
yeah.
But then it should have been
Mhm.
she died because of complications due to the transplant. The fact that they still say natural causes really makes me wonder what the hell's going on.
Remember this cameo?
Mhm.
Matt Damon.
Small part.
Yep.
Scotty doesn't know.
Oh my god, I had that song on
It's
much
so
better than
good.
I
Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, people in the chat, if you haven't seen Euro Trip, check out
It's
this.
so it's such
Oh,
an
God.
underappreciated movie.
I've never seen it.
It came out after it came out after Road Trip, but it was basically the same kind of
Vinnie
feeling
Jones?
as
Yeah.
Road Trip. Yeah, Vinnie Jones is in it. Yeah, it's such a
amazing.
great movie. It's like
It
a,
is-
it's like it's a coming of their own, like early college, like teen kind of thing. It's great.
It's so very 2000s. Like, if you
Yeah,
want to know
yeah.
like the 2000s in a nutshell, that's one of those movies. I recently watched Harriet the Spy, though. Also still holds up. Not bad. My kids
Yeah,
really
it was a
liked
show
it.
and then a movie, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen like maybe a few episodes, but I've never remembered it.
Only a couple. Yeah, but yeah, great actress. You know, it sounds like she was in a bunch of just episodes of different shows, like
Mhm.
some actors do, or they just pop in for a guest appearance. What was
Yeah.
she in?
Superhero. I don't know who she would have been. Maybe.
Valkyrie.
Oh,
Oh.
so just like 2 episodes. That's a good. By the way, Superhero Squad show is a fun, just enjoyable, lighthearted
Iceman.
thing.
So Iceman in
Oh,
both
nice.
live action and
Oh,
Sean
Man.
Ashmore, that guy really knows how to hop into like some nerd stuff. Like, I mean, deep cut here. If y'all were book fans in the 90s and 2000s, he was in the Animorphs TV show. If you were
Yep,
a fan
I remember.
of Animorphs, yeah, and before he did all the like X-Men and everything,
I'm gonna digress. I met him in
right?
well, I was in Dallas at the time. He was going to a Comic-Con and I was just doing other stuff, but we were at the same hotel. So I got a picture with both of them, brothers.
That's awesome.
I didn't want to ask who was
Nice.
who, but I liked
I
them
was-
both in different roles.
A friend of mine at a con went to get the autograph of the other brother. And he thought it was John. It was hilarious. It did
Because
not-
they were both in Smallville at different
Yep.
times.
Yep.
Like one was Jimmy Olsen and the other was a random guy. that
I
got
did
superpowers.
not know that there were 2 of them. I
Oh,
had
really?
no
Yeah, they're
idea.
twins,
Yeah.
and they do stuff. They do very similar roles. So
Yeah.
sometimes you really don't know which one you got.
Yep.
That's
They
wild.
look similar, do similar roles. The one that, I guess it was him that was in The Following, and which was a really good show. If you haven't
Yeah,
checked
it
that
was
out.
very good.
Only 3 seasons.
holy
Yeah.
shite! I just looked them up with his brother. Yeah,
Yeah, they're identical.
Identical.
yeah, that's terrifying.
They're
That's
truly
That's why when I
identical.
found him on Smallville, I couldn't tell who was who. I'm like, oh, he came back. Like, oh no, it's a
Right.
different guy.
Sean was the more famous one, though.
I believe so. I
Yeah.
think his brother does a little bit more stuff with music than he does acting
Mhm.
a lot, but he does more stuff with music, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, she was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
What's the other brother's name?
Aaron?
Aaron.
Aaron. Okay.
Because I'm looking up right now. It's like, wait, oh,
I feel bad
I
saying the
feel
other
s-
brother. That feels rude.
well, so apparently Aaron was in the Netflix series Lock and Key that I only ever saw
Oh.
like one episode, like one season of. It was not good.
Oh.
I think he's the father.
I thought that was Sean. That actually
that-
makes
yeah,
sense now.
Yeah, he's the father.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
is-
that was Sean too.
Oh,
Oh well. Now that we know that there's 2 of them.
It's like, hey, look, that's Iceman. Wait, but you're
Mhm.
here. No, you're the brother.
Yep.
And now that I think about it, like, I'm noticing that she played in a lot of superhero movies or shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty awesome. And some Lifetime stuff. But anyway, yeah, great actress. from what I remember of stuff. Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, she was.
Life
yeah.
got cut
Yeah.
so short.
Rip.
This one was a tragedy. You're too
Mhm.
young.
Way too young.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat what I said in the Ballbusters chat. It's not stream appropriate. I got into some hot water, is what I'm going to say.
All right.
No worries. Alf, what do you got for us?
I'd like to bring up a topic to lift us up after that depression, but we'll bring this up. Movie theater
Listen,
sitting collapses during a screening of Captain America: Brave New World.
Nobody was hurt.
Appropriate.
Two moviegoers got an extra taste of action Tuesday night, and not just with their choice in movie.
I like
the
that
movie
it's two people.
The theater collapsed. Only 2 people in the theater. No one got injured. So this
You got a
movie
picture
being
of it?
shit actually saved lives. I don't think it. Yeah, there you go.
Here it is. Yeah, I saw this one earlier.
Oh my
Only-
god.
Only two people were in the entire theater.
Listen, they wanted the Eternals to save lives, but in the end, Captain America saved
Yeah.
lives.
He did.
Yeah, because if it would have been a packed theater, more people would have made it. as
To be
well.
fair, the filming was apparently on a Thursday night, but I don't care. People still. Wait, was it Tuesday? I'm so lost now. I heard Thursday night.
Yes,
I now see
Tuesday-
Tuesday evening.
occurred on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday evening, yes.
What? I have this article. I have a version of the article pulled up from the New York. 2 people.
Either way, the
Oh,
fact
so
that there's
did-
only
okay.
the fact there's only 2 people there. This movie is just a disastrous bomb. And yeah. So
Well, I mean, so I have a video.
And we
guys,
could
send
talk
me a
spoilers
heads
right
up.
now. We didn't talk spoilers as
It's
heavy when we
atrocious.
covered this one, but yeah, it's I'll talk a little bit more about it now. I couldn't stay connected to the different scenes. It was all choppy. I don't know what the plot was. It was all over the place. And my biggest gripe is the people in the current movie in Captain America 4, it feels like they watched the previous MCU movies because they knew what adamantium was called and celestial. And who told them that? Because they
Nobody.
don't explain it. So I'm a
Uh,
nitpicker on that. Be like, I need some
he-
kind of dialogue to explain that. Did Heirs
True,
from the
true.
Judge come back in that amount of time? Or
Yeah,
do we want to just forget about Eternals?
Drew, you didn't enjoy the Captain America movie with no Captain America and filled with Hulk villains?
Well, that's my other thing is like, who is this guy? Like, what makes Captain America or Sam Wilson Captain America?
He can
Is it
survive
just the
exploding
shield?
cars.
Yeah. So like he's more of a Black Panther. He's because with all the Wakanda tech, which he gets 2 suits, and his buddy, the new Falcon, doesn't get any Wakanda stuff. He has his backup, and it's just ridiculous. Oh, and then he's got Stark tech, and then Ant-Man mask. So he's got all the other things, but he spends the whole movies everyone's saying, "Oh, you're good enough. You don't need the serum."
Right.
And-
He survives getting stabbed and hit with a hatchet at point blank range. He doesn't
Yeah.
have superhuman abilities. It doesn't have the suit on, and he still survives it after getting blown up by C4.
He breaks the sound barrier and gets hit by the Hulk. There are exposed parts of skin where I'm like, this guy would have been turned to human silly putty. Like, it's just absurd. Which, and I will say, for the record, we are at a 29%. So I think that our score is the most accurate out of all the apps that I've seen so far. At a 29.
The only enjoyable character in the entire movie was Ross, even though he's not Ross. But if you remove the fact that he's if you change the name, if it's a different character, not Thunderbolt Ross, I actually think his story and everything around him is good because he's the only likable character. But the fact that he's Thunderbolt Ross, he's not Ross. He's just not. Ross wouldn't be that sad or depressed about anything. But if you look at the actual story around him, surviving like heart conditions and stuff like that, and then being treated like getting fucked over and becoming the Red Hulk, that's actually like a tragic story that is somewhat enjoyable. It's not a Ross story.
Outside of getting turned into the Hulk the way that he did, which makes absolutely no sense. But we're not gonna. I won't get into spoilers. I guess if nobody's not.
Yeah,
seen
get into
it.
spoilers.
Get
right
into
now.
spoilers.
I mean,
yeah,
he-
please, yes, please.
He's been slowly given pills that turn him into the Hulk, but he has no idea. And that alone is just like, oh, okay, so now
Like
you can
Zins.
just like
He's been given Red Hulk Zins.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You could just take these pills and you just eventually turn into a Hulk. Like, what is even happening? Like, I can't. I can't with this
I wish
movie.
my Zen would turn me into the Hulk. Jeez, the amount of these things that I take every day.
Oh God, nope.
Look at this
They
haircut.
just make me projectile vomit.
Sorry, just coming back in. Are you guys just talking generally about it, or?
Well, we're doing spoilers,
pretty much.
so you can jump in. It started with a theater collapse.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone say that, like the Eternals, Captain America, Brave New World saved lives because it was so awful?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Unlike the Eternals, Captain America actually did save lives.
Right.
The people that are praising this movie have said that Harrison Ford's acting was great, and I can't believe that at all. It just
It
like
was
just
subpar.
grumpy old guy. For one, William Hurt had a great role up until this point. Yeah, he passed away recently, but I recently heard that like he was looking forward to having the Red Hulk story arc, and then Harrison Ford just jumps in and is like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." I wonder how much he got paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Probably $15 to $20 million.
Yep.
It's Harrison Ford.
I mean, clearly they didn't care what the budget was for this movie. So I mean, they were just
185.
sending. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to turn my head like Stewie did in Family Guy on the way.
Yeah. That was the budget. Yeah, we all agree. It's unanimous. We agree that that's the budget.
Yes, that's what they told us. Believe the government or whatever.
Yeah.
And people
And
are
that's the other-
repeating that line, the budget. They're like, "Oh, people are reporting it as 180 million." There's no way.
Yeah.
Well, 180 million was essentially for one of the reshoots, just
Right.
one of the like 3 to 4 reshoots they had. The overall
Right.
budget ended up being it has to be over $300 million.
I
That's
just
just production, not advertising.
like seeing
Did I
this
miss
too.
something? Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Did I miss something in like pop culture that people talked about this? Why does he keep making movies if he doesn't want to make them and he's obviously not like enjoying
Money.
it anymore?
Yeah, money.
How many
literally says
millions
that
do
in
you
an
need?
interview.
He's gonna die soon.
But money.
It's just
Tiny.
weird
He
to me.
needs tiny. Listen, he needs money for a new plane again and weed.
The weed budget on this must have been huge.
Yes.
Right.
You know, the thing about Harrison Ford now is he
You're
literally
80
just
something.
plays
You
Harrison
obviously
Ford.
don't seem to enjoy
Yeah.
it anymore. You're sleeping through your roles. Why do you keep taking them? I mean, how much money can you possibly need?
He
Have any
did
of you
do all
guys-
right in this.
It was okay, but he's
Yeah, it
playing
was-
Harrison Ford.
He is right.
Yeah.
Now I
Not
like him in
Thunderbolt
19.
Ross.
He's been doing 1923, and that show's been pretty good. I've been actually really pleased with
Have
it.
you seen?
Yep,
a
I've been
show
watching
called
too.
Shrinking.
I've not.
Shrinking. It's an Apple Plus show.
No, I have, and he's actually very good in that. Yes.
Yeah, but he's literally playing himself just as a psychiatrist.
He is.
To be
Grumpy.
I heard in an interview that
Jason
he actually
Segel.
does- he does like doing 1923. That's like something that he really does
Right.
enjoy.
Okay, that's
So-
cool. He kept showing up in things and like just sleeping his way through so many of them is what everyone else
Right.
also kept saying. And I was like, dude, you were like one
But
of the
why?
great actors. Why are you doing this at the end of your career? Like,
Well, there's a lot of actors that are doing that now. They just want the
Yeah.
money. They don't really give a shit anymore. They just want to do it for the money. They'll throw in a subpar role and they'll walk away with money. That's how they're kind of looking at it now.
And I think a lot of them have noticed that the movie star is dead, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so they're leaning into the fact that where they're like, well, I'm still one. Like, I'll show up. Like, they actually like me. These younger guys don't meet the cut. So I think that that's what's happening too, and it's this really strange phenomenon.
Was it this week or was it last week that there was an interview with Harrison Ford recently about like the Indiana Jones movie flopping? And he was like, yeah, it sucks, but you know what? You can't win them all.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
he
I
actually
mean,
even
what?
say, like, someone interviewed him a while ago, like more closer to the flop, and he said something along the lines of, "Well, I got paid."
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
got paid.
I
He
mean-
doesn't
The
care if
money's
it flops
for
or
it.
not, but he's gonna be like, hey, you win some, you lose some. I don't care. I got paid.
It's probably more
I
funny
can
to watch
respect him.
him in the red carpet stuff or the interviews, the
Oh, yeah.
press
Right.
junket.
Oh, he
I
was
want to
so
see
high during
like
this
his
red carpet.
reactions and Sydney Sweeney's. They're just up there, be like, "Yep, I don't care about what movie they're in. I want to see
Right.
the lead up."
Oh, the lead
For
up
different
was
reasons.
Sydney Sweeney. I'll watch all of her movies. for two very, very large reasons.
Not
You
Madam
watch
Web.
Madam
though.
Web
Wow.
again.
Did you do anything in
Wow.
Madam Web?
Well, I mean, there's that few seconds with her that I watch on repeat.
Wow.
What, when they were on the table dancing to Britney Spears songs?
I'm shaking
No,
my
when
head.
they're
You
in the
can't see
actual
it, but I'm
costume.
shaking my head.
When she's in the. Listen, I'm a 27, almost 28-year-old guy. I have to enjoy some things.
Should we go back to the ranking real quick now that Brad's here,
Yeah.
so you can see where we put it?
I'll just see what happened.
real quick, and let him see where we put everything.
Yeah.
Loud noises.
Loud noises!
We all realize that you're
right.
the only one who's seen the French Connection.
I'm
Yeah, none
sorry,
of us
it's an
have seen it.
Oscar-winning movie. It is a GOAT movie. This
Why?
literally is Gene Hackman's career. You cannot mention Gene Hackman. You can't say, "Oh, when do you think Gene Hackman? You think Superman?" No, this is for the French Connection. It is a GOAT. It is absolutely a GOAT. It's an amazing.
I know he
movie.
plays a
It's quintessential.
cop.
And Popeye Doyle. It's quintessential 1970s movie. That's the other thing. There's a very specific style to 1970s movies, and there was a lot of darkness at the time. We were coming out of Vietnam. We had, inflation was going crazy. This was in the early 70s. So you had the Nixon administration, which of course we had Watergate. There's a lot of depression, and New York was a freaking cesspool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was violent as hell. So
Yep.
that's why Death Wish came out at the same time. And this is nothing. Talking about like cops going after drugs and everything. It's a go. It's a go. Absolutely go to me.
You're wrong.
Dermy.
And I'm only saying
Oh,
that to piss
You're the
him
only
off.
one. But so we'll
We've
leave
just
it
got to
at
trust
8.
him. We've got to trust him.
So he said the goat. I'll trust him.
I would have put Unforgiven as a goat as well.
We
just
talked about
because-
that.
We did. Yeah. Yeah.
And I told you guys that would have been the one I would have put there also. What is the other one next to the sea?
Behind enemy lines.
No, the third one.
The
there.
far right.
Yeah.
Runaway Jury.
I don't remember. That's a Grisham novel. I don't read lawyer novels anymore. Grisham is a freaking hack. I read The Firm in one night and threw it away. The movie was terrible too. Quick and the Dead. I don't remember seeing that. The
That's so
Replacements.
good.
Wasn't The Replacements a remake, or am I thinking?
No.
I'm thinking something
Replacements
else.
was it's about the football when the football players
Yeah.
go on strike.
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm confusing it
Football
with.
scabs.
It's got
I was
Keanu Reeves
confusing
in
it
it.
with The Longest Yard.
Oh
I was
yeah.
confusing.
I'd say
Totally different.
Replacements is better than Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than The Longest Yard, but I would have put Replacements at a B.
You were
That's
outvoted.
before Brad old. Yes, Brad is old.
Dermy Young.
Brad was born when Nixon was still in his first term.
Wait, have you got Dermy and Brad? Have you guys done a DNA test by chance? To make sure?
I only lived
Listen,
in
I'm
Kansas for a couple
Irish,
years.
Scottish, and German. He's Italian.
That's right.
So you're
And
saying there's a chance.
I understand that.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Brad understands good Italian food. Dom doesn't. Oh shit.
Okay, so going back to previous topics that we had in the last couple of weeks, let's talk spoilers with Cobra Kai. If anybody else had a chance to watch all of it.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah, and that
Duke,
score right there. speaks
Brad, you haven't seen
volumes.
it all?
Yeah, that score is crazy.
I was waiting for season 6 to entirely come out, and we have not. had a
God
chance
damn,
to
you're
watch.
just like fucking Adam. I hate it.
Ah,
But I'm
Yeah.
already spoiled on it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
yeah,
My
Cobra
only
Kai season 6
criticism-
is so good.
My only criticism was I thought it wrapped up too perfectly. Like just
Too perfectly?
sweetly. Yeah.
What?
How's
what do
that
you
a
want,
thing?
like a Beardo scale? of
Yeah, how is something
9.9?
too perfect?
Like here's an example. Okay, in season 6, you have Dimitri breaks up with the blonde haired chick because he acted like a fool, and then randomly they get back together out of the blue. You didn't even know that there was an attempt for them to get back together. It's stuff like that. Like it's too sweet on how some of the things wrap up. And then like the whole Mr. Miyagi thing, it just like there's this whole mystery to it. They then kind of forget about it, and then it comes back again with, oh, it was all about pearls, and you don't really have like it felt like a non-fulfilling ending. Like there's parts of it that were too sweet and parts of it that were just you should have done maybe a little bit more.
I think it was probably very 80s, the ending. And I've not seen like the ending yet, but the entire movie was very consistent with the ridiculousness of the Karate Kid in general.
I will say this though, Kreese versus Silva. Only this show has a battle like that. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was
I like
good.
the battle royale type stuff in the last couple of seasons or whatever, where everyone's just going after like the senseis and the kids, and it gets a bit serious.
I'm amazed that there are no cops in LA in the Cobra Kai universe.
Are there
just
any in our
roving-
universe?
Yeah. Just
I heard
roving
one Dr.
bands of
People that
karate
sets up
students.
the movie really
It's like
well.
touche.
Weasel. Real quick, Brad, what is it when somebody says something bad but it's in like written form?
Libel.
Libel?
Yeah, Weasel, this is libel. I did not say that.
You know, somebody was talking about recently. I had totally forgotten. Did you guys remember that this show started on YouTube? I had
Yes.
forgotten that
Yeah.
that was a
Yes.
thing.
Mhm.
I heard
And
it from Steven Crowder.
I
Steven
didn't-
Crowder was
yeah.
one
I
of the
didn't
first
take it.
episodes.
I didn't take it serious.
I
Like
was-
the commercial,
Right.
the ads,
like-
the ads right before it came out were awesome. But
I thought
Right.
I never
Reviews.
I thought it was gonna be a come and go kind of thing because I had
Mhm.
it was YouTube Red back then, not YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had YouTube Red because I still do. I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff while at work, and I like to have background play. That's why I pay for it. And I had a friend go like, "Yeah, you need to watch this. You need to watch this." I was like, "It's gonna come and go. You're probably gonna get invested. It's not gonna be worth it." And then like watch it. It's like this is the greatest thing we've had in a long time.
I really need to watch it. I'm feeling bad now. So many people have just keep telling me to watch
You
this
gotta
show.
watch it. Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
got
fun.
to.
It's fun.
yeah,
Just-
Not to
the
hype
first
it up too
season,
much, but it's just straight up fun. It's done with care, you know. And if you've seen any last week, we went over all the different movies leading up to Cobra Kai, and it's like, yeah, you learn more about the character's development over time.
Silva
Yeah,
tries to
And I don't know
take over
how
the
they got
world
all
through-
the actors to come back, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
the
try to
first
take over
first
the world
the
through karate.
the first
It's
season is
Silver,
very
not
grounded.
Silva.
Silver,
I said
silver,
No, it's
Silver.
Silver.
silver,
Silver.
It's
Terry
Silva.
Silver.
silver, Terry
It's Silva.
Silver. But either way, the first season is very grounded. It gets kind of more ridiculous as it goes.
Oh,
but then they
that's the
kinda-
thing. It's so more ridiculous.
It gets more and more ridiculous with every season, but I'm willing to suspend because the way they're doing it, it's great.
It's that the Fast and Furious effect, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They start grounded and then they just keep going.
Season 7, they've been facing off against dinosaurs.
I don't
I-
want to
I'm
spoil
there.
like my favorite fight in this. It's Terry versus Kreese, and it
Yeah, it's
ends
so
in
good.
only a Cobra Kai man. Like the ending is so outrageous and insane, but you're like, this is Cobra Kai, so you accept it. It's so
Yep.
beautiful.
Sweet.
This is about
The
how I
other-
expected it to end.
The
Now-
other thing that I think made this good is, and this is something we don't get from a lot of stuff that's being remade, this is basically being made by the people who made it to begin with.
Right.
So they're
Yeah.
trying to be faithful to the original characters and who they were, and they cared about these characters. I mean, William Zabka cares about Johnny. Daniel LaRusso.
Right.
I mean, Ralph Macchio cares about. Yeah, he had other roles. Of course, he was in Vinny, My Cousin Vinny, but everyone remembers he's the Karate Kid. I mean, yeah, How I Met Your Mother. Barney didn't want to meet Ralph Macchio. He wanted to meet what he said, the real Karate Kid, Johnny.
yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't think about it till you said
Johnny
that.
was the Karate Kid to him.
Yeah. So yeah, they made this because they loved the show. They loved the movie, they loved the characters, and they wanted to make something that brought it up to date, but still maintained a consistency what they remember as being the characters. And that's what we don't have now. I mean, we could
Yeah.
just look at maybe something, maybe someone's retiring or not, maybe she's not, who knows? Maybe
I-
something's being
well,
sold
we-
away
we
from,
can- we
from
can-
Paramount.
we can-
I don't know.
We can bring that up in a second here.
No, it's
Speaking
great.
of that,
I saw the
might as well-
panel of all the Cobra Kai actors and everything a couple years ago, and they said they're like, we have a good wrap up. It's going to be good. Don't worry about it. We're going to give it care. And just the big thing about it was that they're like, I like that Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio, he says something like, we turned down so many ideas, like, because they kept bringing it up in the 80s or in the 90s, 2000s
Yeah.
to do something like this, and they kept saying no over and over again until they found the right fit. And so I thought that was a cool way to represent it.
Well, also, a lot of people have said, I did not see the ending yet, but a lot of people have said that it really sets up the new movie that's coming out. Like it
That's
sets the stage for the movie to work, to make sense.
It's not going to have any Cobra Kai in it, though. It's just going to
No.
be
Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso.
Which is fine. A lot of the characters go off and do their own thing. You could tell that there's plots to go to either just cut it off right there, or they can turn into something.
I wouldn't say it sets it up. I would say that it's a closure to the Cobra Kai side of things.
Yeah.
And they did set it up for Daniel to have his continued whatever it is, because Daniel set aside what he wanted for his dojo, so that Johnny could have his thing. But it's set a path forward for Daniel, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but at the same time, from what I've been told, like there is no connection between Cobra Kai and this, but there could be. I don't want to say that they're connected until I see the movie, because you could have them connected or you couldn't have them connected. So,
Well, I think the only connection is Daniel LaRusso is just the same character.
Yeah.
It's not like the movie Daniel. The movie Daniel is the Cobra Kai Daniel, so he's just continuing to play that Daniel. They're just not going to talk about his family or anything that happened in Cobra Kai.
that could probably happen.
Yeah. And if you saw the last couple of seasons, Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do kind of combined, and they did back and forth for a bunch of seasons. I like that the last couple episodes separated them out. So I thought that was
great. That was at the end. It will always be Johnny's story.
Yeah. So it wasn't like a merger, like a Disney Star Wars, type deal. It was like, yep, it's Johnny's story. Cobra Kai is going to finish off, but you still have the Miyagi-Do doing their thing.
Cool.
Oh, that I'm getting chills just thinking about that fucking scene.
I still got to watch the whole season.
Yep.
Oh, the scene where
highly suggest
the scene where Johnny confronts Kreese at this.
That was a good scene
where he just gets totally emotional. Oh man, that was such a good scene.
Oh yeah.
For
all the haters out there, it'd be like, oh, all we do is talk about things that we hate. Not so much.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was a weekly show, 100%, especially with
absolutely
some of the twists that they do towards the end.
Yeah.
No binge model.
No.
All right.
Horny
I'd
Alf,
like to
you got
bring
other stuff.
Yep, I got so transitioning from that to Star Wars, and give me a second to read this. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy expected to retire this year.
Hold on, what was
After
the
more
date
than a
of this
decade
article?
in a galaxy far, far away, Kathleen Kennedy. I know. I got two articles here. Kathleen Kennedy is charting a course towards retirement. The Lucasfilm boss has told associates she plans to retire by the end of 2025. However, Kathleen Kennedy speaks on her Lucasfilm plans. She is not soon retiring, and the films will keep her in Star Wars orbit for years to come.
Even though
do
you have the clip from Wolf of Wall Street now?
I don't, but
And South Park.
she's okay. So this article, she basically, to summarize it, she basically says, "I'm going to leave when I'm damn well ready to." Is basically what she says.
Yes, she pretty much
always
says.
do.
Yeah, we knew that she was gonna. Well, no, if we're gonna be more precise, she said that she might leave at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Well,
It might be a
filler
few
words.
months or a year.
You got to define what retirement means, and
But she is basically saying she's going to be influencing Star Wars for however long she feels she wants to.
Somehow Kathleen Kennedy
Because she
returns.
talked about a successor plan, which means some bitch that's going to be underneath her, whether she's in
I'm
Star Wars or
telling
not.
you, I am going to die on this hill. It needs to be Freddie Prinze Jr. needs to take up the role of president of Lucasfilm, because remember, he was trained by Dave Filoni, and Dave Filoni was trained by George Lucas. So therefore, Freddie Prinze Jr. was trained by George Lucas.
So Freddie Prinze is a grand Padawan of George
Yes.
Lucas.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, who's better, Freddie Prinze or Sam? Other guy. What's the last name?
Witwer.
Yeah, because he had some.
What if
Star
they
Wars
did it together?
stuff.
Oh God.
I don't know if you're aware of this, guys, but Sam Witwer corrected Dave Filoni once. Have you heard this story?
I
It's
watched it.
amazing. Oh my God. He corrected him. He's surely able to lead Lucasfilm.
What's Sam Witwer in?
This whole
Like I
story
said, the
to me
point is you got to.
Everyone involved is just an idiot.
Oh yeah.
I don't see how Disney
well,
won't just get rid of her.
Because the same reason they haven't gotten rid of her before now. She knows where all the bodies are buried. That's the only
there's
reason
that.
she could possibly have gotten to where she is and why she
Just
hasn't
gotta
been
be.
gotten rid of.
She gets
So-
coffee for everyone so well.
Well,
But she started
here's
that.
the other thing. That Park Place has an article out on it because it really does look like it's a battle of PR right now. Because when you look at the initial story, it was, yes, reported on by Puck News, but you had all the trades from Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Deadline reporting on it, saying that she's planning on stepping down. Those are the mouthpieces of Hollywood. So if they're all saying it, that gives it a little bit more credence. Then you move on to, there was the random CNN article that came out that you start wondering why the hell is CNN even reporting on this or even commenting on all this. And then it turns out that CNN was actually just shoveling out stuff from Kathleen Kennedy's PR team, all of her publicists. So it's starting to look like it's a battle of PR versus Hollywood, and Disney really wants her fucking out. But Kathleen Kennedy is like, no, I'm going to leave when I'm damn well ready.
What it also shows is how little control there is over at Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm, on any message whatsoever. And it just goes to show even more how like there's no control over the movies. And all the stuff that she was talking about, she's talking about the movies coming out. Just guess what did not get mentioned at all? The Rey movie.
Yeah, she said,
No mention of the Rey movie.
trilogy at one point they talked about.
Oh,
They
Sean
talked-
Levy's trilogy.
Ryan-
That'll probably be
Ryan-
right after
Rian
Benioff and
Johnson.
Weiss's trilogy.
Yeah.
Rian
Taika
Johnson.
Waititi movie.
She mentions Taika Waititi's movie. No, Taika Waititi is never making a goddamn movie. Quit bringing that movie up.
No,
He's never getting
It'll be
to
right
it.
after Kevin Feige's movie.
You're right. Yeah.
Look, everyone's been making a movie, Star Wars movie. I think I was named once.
You're right.
I don't know what happened to it. I just went away.
I'll make a story.
Well, that
just
was my
disappeared.
theory when Disney bought Star Wars was don't just give it to some. Well, for one, splitting it between what 2 or 3 directors or whatever the sequel
Yeah.
trilogy was.
Yeah.
If they would have gave like $10 million to like 10 different directors and say, all right, make something out of this, and then we'll give you more, or we'll give you a trilogy, something like that. Like your Tarantino, like all these different like good directors, just make something. It doesn't have to be just like what we had before, but whatever they would have done, it would have been better than the sequel trilogy that we had. But yeah, according to the rule of 2, the only way Kathleen Kennedy is going to leave is if her successor gets more powerful and strikes her down. Or if she perfects the cloning process of Force sensitive people, then she'll be gone. But by
right.
gone, it should be like, okay, when are you done being president of Lucasfilm? Not are you done putting your name as producer in a million different movies? It's like,
yeah, it's two different things.
relinquish the title of president of Lucasfilm. When is that going to happen?
It won't
Well,
change
and
anything. That's
It's
the thing. It won't
clearly
change
that, like you said, it's PR, and it's about like she's going to go out on her terms, and they're never going to fire this woman. So it has to be a thing of when it's in the press. Either way, it's going to look like she walked out on her own accord, or it's not going to happen.
Well,
I don't think they can fire her. I
Right.
think
100%
based on
can.
her
They know-
connections,
she knows-
she can't. She will go
she
on when
knows
she's
how
ready.
to describe everybody's penis.
Right.
That's the sad reality.
Oh wow!
'Cause
the-
we've
the-
been waiting for the Kathleen Kennedy list client.
Yeah.
list.
But the other thing is, Jay
Would
said
not
this.
shock me.
Jay said this, and I 100% agree with it. That's why I've been repeating it. They probably are going to have like either this this Star Wars Celebration, which is taking place in Japan, or next year's Star Wars Celebration, she'll announce she's finally retiring, and they're going to send her off with a bang. They're going to congratulate her. They're going to say that she was a great steward of Star Wars. She helped out as much as possible. They're going to suck her off till the bitter end. And that's what's going to happen there, because she's never going to just walk away. They're going to have to. There's going to be fanfare and everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably her peak viewership.
Well,
is the
on
South
that
Park
note,
episode.
Yeah.
On that note, I'd like to bring up another topic, real quick. Probably our last for the night, but exclusive Starship Troopers remake in the works at Sony.
No.
And honestly, I think what they're going to do is they're going to say, you didn't understand what the message was behind the books. I think you need to understand that fascism is awful and the humans were terrible in this. And that's exactly what they're going to do when they remake this.
What do you mean by that, Alf? Like,
It's gonna be from the Bunk's
talk
perspective.
about that. What people thought it was? Is that what you're referring to?
So
Leading up to it.
in the books versus the movie. So the books, yes, he was making a tale on fascism in the books. However, in the movies, they depicted it very differently, and in the movies, they made it very like they wanted to make it very patriotic for humanity. It ended up being their stories, that the humans are being ridiculous because it's very parody. The movie is very parody.
That's what
It's
Bear
talking
Hogan
about
does.
the movie is very parody. It's talking about how ridiculous humanity is being, but he's actually, a lot of people, cheered on because it is parody, but
Part of the problem is,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, just Highlander
Yeah,
was a
go
really
ahead.
good friend of my grandfather's, and so my family actually was a little bit involved when this first happened.
Yeah.
His widow wanted to try to protect his legacy, so when she sold him the rights, she put it in the contract that they couldn't change a single word of dialogue. So every word of dialogue that's in the movie was from the book, or every line from the book that they used was exactly the same, but they took the imagery and the things that were happening in the book at those times and twisted them. And so that every character is the opposite to some degree of what it's supposed to be. And it literally broke her heart. It literally almost killed her. My uncle would talk about all the time how upset she was. And it was just because they didn't want to have a movie where, turns out if everybody who actually earns the right to vote and be a part of things are the people who vote. The people who don't, they get rights. They just don't get privileges. And all these other things. And an idea of the future where people will actually work completely on meritocracy. And that technology allows you to... There's just a lot to it that they destroyed. And they made it into a big blow 'em up movie, which I don't actually mind as a popcorn blow 'em up movie. I just can't think of it as Starship Troopers. And a remake, I don't know. Do they have the rights to the original story, or are they making a remake of the movie so they only have the rights to the movie?
But when I watched the movie, I got the feeling that the way the movie was portraying it is that if are you willing to fight for your world, for Earth,
Well,
you gained citizenship through that, and
The
it was
movie is
meritocracy. And like if you aren't, you have your basic rights. That's fine, but you can't vote. And honestly, I was fine with that. But that's me. So
the movie was supposed to be a parody of the book, but everybody still loved it. And I believe the director even hated that. People loved it the way it was
Right.
and agreed with the messaging. That's why I don't want to remake, because it's already good right now, and they're going to just fuck it up.
Also,
I feel like
Verhoeven's known for being satirical like this. Go back and look at
Yeah.
RoboCop.
yeah, that's RoboCop. That's Total Recall. Total satire.
Yeah, all I was going to say, I feel like this is just a reaction to the fact of Helldivers 2 and the explosion of all of that. and it's like,
That's actually very possible.
Yeah, I could see
Like-
that.
I mean, and the weird thing is that for one, Sony also owns, or at least owns the rights to that game to some degree, but like that's also Sony, and they are also making a Helldivers movie. So they're going to be making these two things in tandem, which are almost the same thing, which is
Yeah,
so
that-
weird.
Yeah, why would you compete with yourself?
Right. I just don't even understand where it's like, to me, that almost says that like either this or the other are going to very much be kind of what we are talking about, which is like painted in a different light. Not the way that the original Starship Troopers was.
The other thing is, how does it actually go forward? It says in the works at Sony.
Well,
I mean,
I-
I feel like
Right.
a lot of things are being announced.
Well, how
look-
long has the Stargate remake been in the
Oh,
works
God.
at Amazon?
I think we've been waiting 8 years.
You know,
Usually, what's
I
up?
look at it this.
How long
I
have we
look at
been waiting for Blade?
Right.
I look at it this way. They're going to take this, and they're going to associate everything that has to do with the humans with Trump, and they're gonna say
Right.
that Trump, everything that has to do with Trump is basically the humans and they're fascist. That's exactly what they're going to do. I can call it now, and the movie will probably come out 2-3 years from now, but it's exactly what it's going to be.
I think the bugs are going to be the Palestinians.
God.
We're going to get it
Exactly.
from the bug perspective.
So in the book,
Matthews,
do they
Gaza Strip.
describe the main bug? I'm just curious about that.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
The brain bug?
Yes. You know what it looked like?
Oh God!
Pussy? A giant pussy?
I mean, honestly, if you want to make a movie about the bug's perspective and making it look like humans go too far, why don't they just make freaking the second Ender's Game book?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because they fucked up the first Ender
Fuck
Game
the
movie.
first
Right.
one.
Well, there's that. Yeah, but Speaker for the Dead.
Yeah.
And never mind. Those are good sci-fi, so I can't expect them to do good things with them. I just get
Listen,
frustrated.
Tiny, to that point, they're finally moving forward with the live action Gundam, and I don't want anything to do with it. It's
Oh, I'm
gonna
so
do it
sorry.
all fucking wrong. They're gonna bastardize it, and they're gonna probably just make fucking.
Is
Witcher
Hollywood doing it
Mercury
or
a
is
real thing.
Japan doing it?
Hollywood is doing it.
Look at this cast.
I
I
This
feel
is
Lionsgate.
sorry
another
for all
one.
Gundam fans.
Late 90s.
Mhm.
Casper Van Diem, which he was doing a few things back then. And then Denise Richards,
Yep.
love
Oh,
interest.
and do yourself a favor and follow Dina Meyer on
Yeah, she's
on
great.
Twitter. She's hot for being in her 50s. She's smoking, but
She's also funny.
yeah. And she actually liked one of my tweets when I.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Huh?
There's
Rare,
many
rare.
people that are very attractive in their 50s. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Selma Hayek is in her 60s.
not Duke Devil.
Clancy Brown, speaking of
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He just
He
keeps
did
He's
showing
awesome.
up.
awesome.
Ironsides,
Michael
which we talked
Ironside.
about last week.
Michael
with,
Ironside's awesome.
Karate Kid. Great
And also
guy.
Darkside.
What was it? Karate Kid? What?
Yeah. Mo brought it up. What was he in number 2? 3?
He was?
3.
3.
No, the next Karate Kid, the one with
The female Karate Kid.
Oh, with $1 Million Baby.
Hilary Swank.
chick.
Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a fun movie. Like at the time, I was.
It's
It is
very
a fun
90s
movie, and the
popcorn
game's
movie.
also fun. I'm not even talking
Hey,
about
and Diz was the right choice.
Gotta keep my mouth shut. The Starship
please.
Trooper video game is actually really fucking good too, and it's finally working again. Apparently, Alf.
Yeah, that's what they told me. It's apparently it's working properly. So we're gonna be playing more of that.
Do you think we're gonna have AI tattoos? Or is AI gonna take over
Please.
tattoo artists
Yes,
in the future?
Hey, Nagernal.
yes,
up,
it will take
Nagano?
over tattoos,
And,
and I will
Smooth the
get an
DJ.
AI tattoo. God damn, this movie was so good.
It was so good. It was cheesy in
Look,
many ways, but it was so good.
It
But
knew
it's
what
a
it was.
perfect 90s movie. Like,
Yeah.
what can
It
it
was-
say?
The one thing that did frustrate me a little bit is one of the biggest parts of the novel. Like one of the things they spend a lot of time on is all about the suit that they wear and how their weapon systems work, and none of those exist in this.
They're
Yeah,
it's like Iron Man suits.
In the books, they actually have mechs and such, but they don't
They
like
got
actually
mechs
bring
and
it in.
exosuits, and it's a really
Well,
big important part of the story that does not exist
They
in the
do
movie at
bring
all.
they do bring the mechs in within the animated movies that they ended up doing, which were also like phenomenal.
I
Like,
did
the
not know they were
sequels
animated
to-
Starship Trooper movies.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
they're really
this,
good.
Okay, the sequel movies are awful, but the animated I haven't watched
Oh
any
god,
of.
they are fan-fucking-tastic. Like, there's one
Okay.
where a bug queen gets on a ship that is traveling towards Earth, and they have like a lot of the original crews there, and I believe it was Neil Patrick Harris's character, who's not voiced by him. He's stowed it away on the ship, and then the queen starts breeding and manipulating him, and they bring in the mechs and utilize the mechs. It's been a while since I watched it. It was a fucking good movie.
I like this breakdown. Language, violence, nudity, a little bit more. No political bias.
Yep.
Yeah.
Entertainment value, way up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what
That
it
one
was.
we
It was
added-
pure
we
entertainment.
Not
added the
family friendly.
There needs to be family friendly. Hell no.
Yeah, right. No. Yeah,
Don't
the
let your kids
entertainment
know
value
this
we had
exists.
to add later,
Yeah,
just
thank
for
you,
the simple
Matthew.
fact that it's like with entertainment value, you can have a movie that is absolutely horrendous, but it does not mean that it's not the most entertaining movie you've ever seen.
The Room.
So, yeah, right.
The Room is awful, but it's so entertaining.
There's a lot of bad movies that are fun to watch. Technically,
Exactly.
Buckaroo Banzai is not a great movie, but I love watching it.
Oh, yes, it is.
Not a great movie, but it's awesome. Same
Tiny,
thing
do
like
you have
Big
something
Trouble
you
in
wanna
Little
bring up?
China's
I
ridiculous.
saw someone at Comic Con dressed as Buckaroo Banzai. I flipped.
That's pretty
out.
awesome.
It was so good.
Tiny, do you have any topics or anything you want to talk about?
I had a topic, and I sort of brought up some of the tabs, so we'll see if I can do this. I don't really do this.
She's new at bring up topics.
Or by numbers?
Well, I mean, I can talk
Yeah,
about
I
them. It's having the imagery behind me, so let's just make sure I know the topics for the
That's fine.
Yes,
While you
yes.
bring that up, in the near future, we got Daredevil Born Again coming up.
Actually, one of my topics I
This
don't have.
month,
I
right?
don't.
March.
This week,
I
Tuesday
would-
night, two episodes.
I
Yeah.
would like to make a real quick a point. Across all platforms that we're streaming across, we've got 180 people watching.
Oh
Heck
wow!
yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Everybody.
Welcome.
Awesome.
So
Episode 4.
You're all gay.
yeah, we're all gay.
Real quick
No, I was
before I
calling them
get
gay.
into it, the Daredevil is Born Again is coming out. It looks great. At the exact same time, Marvel's doing a short Daredevil with Matt Murdock as a withered old man, practically without his abilities, like old Logan style, and it's supposed to get darker and grittier, darker
that's
and
a
grittier
comic?
than Daredevil already was.
It's
It's
short.
gonna
That's-
be interesting to hit that level.
Yeah,
Is-
we'll see. Well, and I saw two people that saw the, I guess like the screeners for the first two episodes recently, and it was interesting because one of the guys was like, "Oh, it's fantastic! It's the best thing I've ever seen." One of the guys was a big fan of the like previous series that this is supposed to be part of, and he was like, "People are going to be pissed. Like, buckle up.
So
People are going to be real mad."
I know
So
why
I'm now
people
I'm
make
like,
this, and I don't have spoilers, but I know what's going to happen in my mind. In my mind, I know what's happening.
yeah. Apparently, there's something
Supposedly-
huge.
I know.
supposedly they had X amount of episodes that were from the original
Mhm.
thing that they were
Mhm.
making, and then
Agree.
it's going to be going into what they redid after like those awful episodes, the
Right.
harder episodes. So you have to just grit it and bear
So-
it. I'm going to be the contrary one. I don't like Daredevil. I like I'm not a fan.
What?
I could never get
What?
into it. No. I think they're good, but it's not for me.
The show or the comics?
Both.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I love Daredevil. I hope that this show's great. But I mean, and the thing is too is they're bringing Punisher back, and anybody that's seen that Punisher show, it's like that's very heavily connected to the military and a lot of other things. And we
Yep.
know that Marvel is a bunch of like heavy-handed, just they've lost their mind of late. So it's like I can't see them handling Punisher properly. But at the same time, John Bernthal said that like if they didn't handle the character right, he wasn't coming back.
Yeah,
So
I believe him.
This is
because how
this
much
is
he
some
put into
interesting
it.
things too, because obviously I love Daredevil. It's the best thing Marvel has ever put out on television.
Yeah.
I have an affinity for a lawyer with very bad eyesight who put bad guys in prison. I don't know
You see
why.
yourself in him?
I don't
Yeah.
have any radar ability, but I did do some of that for 7 years. But I mean, the first season of Daredevil is maybe one of the best superhero shows ever produced, and just beyond that, just a great drama. They shot 9 episodes, 6 or 7 episodes that went to dailies, and then they said this ain't working. What I also heard is D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox were like, yeah, this ain't working. So there were 4 to 5 episodes where Daredevil was basically, it was a courtroom drama. That's not a superhero show I want to watch. I've said many times, I can't watch lawyer shows. I don't like it. I don't do it.
Breaking news real quick. Zoe Saldana won Best Actress in Supporting Role for Emil Perez.
Oh my
God!
What the fuck?
I honestly
Dude, these award shows are just a joke. Like, they're an absolute joke.
What the fuck?
She was crying on stage.
Let her cry.
Let's look at the how many people watched the fucking award show.
Dude.
It's not like it was. So I grew up in the heyday, in the 90s, when you had millions of people watching.
Billy Crystal hosted the
millions
Oscars
upon millions, and you had Billy Crystal. It was amazing. Everyone sat down to watch those. No one gives a shit now.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is all these people have lost their credibility. It's kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes thing and how these critics are, and just all of it is, it's like, it all just feels like complete BS. It's kind of like the whole thing about Beyonce winning like country music album of the year. Like, everybody's just like, this is just bought and paid for bullshit. It's like Amelia Perez has like an 8% on our platform, like, and that's of the very small handful of people that have actually sat through it. And it's just like, everyone knows it's a joke at this point, so why are you even going to go and watch this stupid award show? No one even buys it anymore. It's sad. They've just, to this point, like, they've just lost all credibility.
And they probably only do for
definitely.
clips, the
Right.
slap, whatever else is going on. They just probably go to
The
extreme.
goodie bags. Those goodie bags are worth thousands of dollars.
And during COVID,
I
they
would-
completely transformed it into some weird online thing too.
Well, there's that too, but also like for Emil Perez, for the main example, nobody likes that movie. Everybody hates it. There's no like successful, like anybody who says that it's a good movie. There's barely anybody that exists that even says that. Like it is a known quantity that it is despised.
Right.
Like even Mexico hates it.
We can all agree. But yeah, on that note, let's put a bow on it and just well, I'm sure there's gonna be more streams and videos about the Oscars, and it'll be some good entertainment to make fun of this week. But yeah, thanks for our guests for coming in. So Duke Devil, what are you gonna be up to this week? Let me put it like that. Like, what are you watching? What are you playing? What are you reading?
Well, in about a half hour, we're going to go and record another one of our Wormhole watches. We have started rewatching Deep Space Nine from the beginning. We are now on the 8th episode. It's called The Passenger this week. Myself, the Fractured Filter, Jay Hitman, and Adam the Renaissance Third. We all sit down, rewatch Deep Space Nine. 2 old guys who've watched it before, 2 newbies. Have a lot of fun doing that. Obviously, Daredevil coming out for it again. I'm going to go hard in the paint on this one, and I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm going to tell you what I hate about it, what I love about it. I'm just hoping it's good. I need a win on this. I need a win on this. Otherwise, you can also catch me on Wednesday night Overbooked on Joker Voices channel. We'll be talking WWE stuff, especially the Elimination Chamber, when they finally made John Cena a heel after 23 years. Holy crap. And then I'll show up on the weekend pregame, Static 2020 show. And I don't know, I'll bug Dermy on Friday night for the Sunday show.
Oh yeah, well yeah, thanks for jumping on. And yeah, it was great to have you. Blaine, what about you?
Yeah, man, I'm going to have a busy week this week. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Monday Night Hangover, per usual, on Drunk 3PO's channel. We do that. We review a new movie every week. We kind of do it within Criticless. It's this communal thing. It's pretty fun. So we're reviewing Highlander. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to, we've started a new segment for Bro Science where we review manly AF movies. I think it's bi-weekly is the plan. So we're super manly movies on Wednesdays for Bro Science. So we're doing Kingdom of Heaven actually this week, which was X-Wing's recommendation, and I have a feeling he's going to get roasted on recommending this one. But that's just my theory.
Kingdom of Heaven is so good. It's
people are divided on that one. Yeah, and that's the thing. He was like, everybody should watch the director's cut, and everybody's like, well, that's like 3.5 hours long. Like maybe not.
It has an intermission.
So there's that, and then we are actually my channel, the Criticalist Cast channel. We're going to be reviewing Mickey 17 on Thursday night. So definitely go check out our channel. We review like all the newest stuff coming out on Thursday nights, like as they're coming out. So we'll be talking about Mickey 17, which I'm pretty interested in because that movie's been brewing for a while. So I'm kind of all over the internet lately. So you'll see me pop up somewhere at some point. So
awesome. Thanks, Weasel. Yeah, thanks for mods.
Thank you for sharing
the links in there. Dermy, what are you
Yes.
watching? What are you reading?
What am I watching? I'm looking at some stuff from the Oscars right now, thinking about a movie, video, but no. But I'm Dermy Wormy. We got daily videos as normal. Some of them might be a little curtailed. Again, I'm still working on a 12-hour shift. But then Friday we have Pub Busters, where we'll be streaming for 12 hours, starting at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, going to 9 a.m. And we got a bunch of stuff planned for that, so check that one out. It'll be on both me and Devil's channel, trying to get him to 500 subs so he can get married to his life partner, Dom, which will be an awesome thing. But also I have punishments that there's somewhere around here. I'm going to do hot nut challenges and a gummy bear called the Little Nitro if we hit $1,000. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then speaking of the Las Vegas stuff, so that information just came out for the dates. Why are you? And then
Why are you, Dermy?
Yeah, so on the Nerdrotic stuff, they're going to release they already got to open the invite for a few people if you're on certain memberships, but I believe tomorrow it's going to be open to everybody for that RSVP because we talked about Vegas.
RSVP.
Yeah.
Tiny, what's going on with you? What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you reading?
Well, I'm reading. Actually, I decided to look back into one of my favorite sci-fi books, On Basilisk Station, which is the first book in a series, the Honor Harrington series by David Weber. If you like really real hard sci-fi, wow, I can speak, I swear. With like the ships and exploration and how all the science of that would possibly work. It's really, really good. Also has great characters, great battle scenes. I'm here every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Pop Culture Patriots. Every Friday at 9:30 Pacific, I'm on Insert Title Here podcast. I will not be there this weekend for my mother's birthday and mine because they're within a month of each other. We're going to go see Brad Williams, the comedian. It'll be really, really fun. And every other Saturday, I do Dungeons and Dragons with Heavy Metal Nate on his channel, where we're doing Curse of Strahd. We just had episode 17. All of our characters are definitely twisting and turning in an evil world, and the chat seems to really enjoy interacting with us as we do. So come enjoy if you want. And late night Saturdays, 11:50 Pacific, I am helping out on Mr. Burger's Trivia late night channel, where you can watch me laugh and have fun as I enjoy every single song and cannot remember any single names.
Fair enough. Alf?
All right, so I am Horny Alf. I do gaming content, and when I'm not here, I'm playing games all over the place. So I'd like to bring up an example of what I did on one of my recent streams, and I'll let you guys react to this.
So what game is this?
This is Doom 2016. Ow! The fuck?
You're supposed to jump.
Nice. Oh yeah. No, that's not. Oh, you jackass.
So for people listening, this is Alf
Don't clip
dying
that.
a lot.
Did you hear me? I said don't clip that.
Yeah.
Okay, this time I'm actually gonna jump. No!
I like how you get cut into pieces as you go through the lasers.
Yeah. have to kill ourselves this time. Yeah! The motherfucking BFG! Ah!
So this is like
All
Groundhog
right.
Day.
So that
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I do on my channel. You go check out my channel. I do gaming content. It's pretty crazy, but I'm playing through Doom right now. I'm playing through Skyrim and a couple other games. So go check that out. Appreciate it.
We got a new Doom movie or game this year, right?
Yep, here soon.
And they're going like medieval with it.
Yeah,
Hmm?
that's why I'm playing it, and I'm gonna play this, and
Mm.
then the next one, and then I'm
I thought you
prepping
fight-
for the new ones coming out.
I thought Doom you
Sick.
fight alien monsters.
No, you
Demons.
fight
Fight
demons.
demons.
Oh, demons. Okay, that makes more
Not
sense.
Dune, if you're confusing that.
Yeah.
This is Doom. DOOM. You
I
fight
know.
demons.
I don't game at all, but I used to watch my friend game some of the Doom stuff. So for some reason, I thought they were alien monsters. I didn't realize they were demons. Sorry.
Well, they're alien demons. It's complicated.
There's a spectrum.
I was just trying to figure out how alien monsters got into medieval, but if they're demons, then medieval makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
I'm taking a break from streaming other than this show right now while I'm doing some training for adaptive sports. So sit down skiing. I've been
That's so
trying
cool.
to crush it.
Sweet.
Haven't been falling, which is great. So I don't have to use my legs a lot, which is great with sit down skiing. But arms, waist. But I've been crushing it lately and training to go to Colorado. And then hopefully next year I'll be competing. So that Operation
so
Spinning
cool.
and Field channel, it will be my basically adaptive sports speaking engagement type stuff. And then same with X, Drew Outstanding. And then I'm developing my physical media warrior channel for more pop culture stuff. But I'll be watching Daredevil season 1, or how many seasons? 3? Is it 3?
Technically, it's
3.
4 seasons.
3.
Yeah. So all the
Yeah.
Daredevil leading up to it, and then Punisher. 1 is great. Season 1 is great. 2 kind of But I'm looking forward to Daredevil. I don't want to be hurt. Don't give me hope. The Hawkeye Ronin. Don't give me hope. But hopefully that should be a good one. We could talk about some positive stuff. But thank you guys for being here. Thank my awesome co-host.
1 second, real quick.
Yep. Go
Since
ahead.
this is Pop Culture Patriots, I realized we never mentioned one thing about Gene Hackman. At 16, he lied about his age and joined the Marine Corps.
That's right.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
He served for
Like a
6
boss.
years.
Wow.
Yep. That's a Steve Rogers move right there. That's a Captain America.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point, Tiny. But no, this is awesome. So this is our kind of Sunday wrap up for the week, and get ready for the stuff to come out in the next week, and we'll have a pretty good time. So next week, the rankings probably going to be around Daredevil, kind of like a homework leading up to it. But that should be fun. So thank you, chat. Thanks, mods. Thanks everybody who's checking this out on all the channels. So we're going to give a salute and say catch you later.
See ya.
Bye.